Bye.
Roger that. It's the end of AEW's 2023 as we know it, but we'll all be fine on the other side. Will we finally learn about the devil we don't know, despite the fact we know someone that may know him, as Samoa Joe may very well be the inevitable. A timeless encounter awaits, eight-man all-star showcase, championship more, and a lot more in store as we come together for the last time this year in conversation and probably debating, as it's once again that time for Simply Predicting. Hello, Simply Predicting community, whether you're No DQ Galaxy, sports entertainment enthusiasts, professional wrestling fans galore, and casuals all across the globe too. But you know what this is, for I am the simple man of the simple brand, the voice of the jam, forever grateful for professional wrestling. Damn it! And my name is Noel Foster. And yes, we are finally at the year's end. Freaking God Almighty, this year has killed me. Freaking hell. As we come together to discuss the last pay-per-view of the year in the AEW cycle and the last professional wrestling pay-per-view of the year, World's End. And of course, it will be covered on the WWE Multiverse Media. You all can stop by for that across the various channels here on YouTube. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go live. But that we got a lot to discuss. Let's head to the panel and get everyone's initial thoughts. In chat, I see you. If you bring up your prediction regarding a match we talk about, I'll be happy to put up on screen too. But if you want to dictate the conversation, don't need to dictate a Cascading Studio. Super chat, as simple as that. With that being said, first up, it's always a pleasure to have him here. He loves to predict everything freaking possible. God bless him. I think he's crazier than me, even though I watch everything, so that's debatable too. Happy holidays, post-holidays once again. Good to see you. Christopher Rotz, welcome to AEW World's End. How you feeling, my friend?
I'm feeling good. What a year wrestling was this year. God almighty. What a way to end 2023 with World's End. And we go into 2024. It's going to be an epic 2024 year. I just got this gut feeling. But I'm ready for AEW World's End tomorrow night. I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. And I'm just going to say yeah to NoDQ.com. And good luck to everybody that is competing tomorrow night in the AEW World's End Predictions League. And we're going to find out who becomes the Simply Predicting No DQ's Galaxy for the AEW Predictions League tomorrow night.
Well, man, the best predictor wins. That's really what it comes down to. And speaking of which, yeah, I'll go ahead and hype that up, at least for the team. And for those that are wondering, No DQ official panel will be later tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, as he alluded to, say yeah to No DQ and go check that out. It'll probably be more of a memorable time than the best moments of SmackDown outside commercials for Little Caesars, but I digress.
That much I guarantee it.
Yeah, well, I mean, seriously, I'm not going to counterpoint it. To Chris's point, of course, the team of No DQ has certainly been all elite all year. Here are the standings. It's really anybody's game, especially at the top of the board, including Bossman himself. So we will certainly see what happens. But I always like seeing the dads, not always on wrestling, compete against each other. And speaking of which, JJ used to have a chance to overcome Jeff. So why don't we go ahead and get JJ's thoughts, the renegade of wrestling himself. JJ, good to see you once again, my friend. How you feel about AEW World's End?
How am I feeling about World's End? I'm feeling like the world can't end quick enough.
Right? That's fair.
I know I'm on an island of irrelevancy unto myself but I feel like the Continental Classic has been anticlimactic. I don't have the same level of hype and feeling for it as some of the other panelists do.
That's fine.
The devil angle has gone on for far too long. It needs to come to an end. There's very few outcomes that I think are going to be exciting. Most of the rumored outcomes, I think, are going to go over like a fart in church. You know, I just feel like for a card that's being hyped up as the last show of the year, the final countdown, if you will, until 2024. It could be so much better.
Not copyright, damn it, not copyright.
But I feel like it could be better than what it's being
Fair
built
enough. To pull
out.
the needle off that record. It's one of those things where, at the end of the day, we talk about all the time in our journey to 40, JJ. What matters at the most is how you end, because that's what people will remember for the longest time. There's another song reference for you. But it's always good to see you, debate with you, engage you, call stuff with you, and analyze stuff with you, man. And of course, you and I will be back later in the beginning of the new year with a simple take, where I'm sure we'll have much more to say post World's End when the new year begins. But we'll get to more of that, I'm sure, later. That being said, speaking of the man of many talents and many thoughts, he has literally been called by Might Today himself a professor, and I acknowledge that more than Roman Reigns. He is the West Coast professor, Jeff Mother of Beach. Jeff, good to see you.
As JJ might say, always good to be seen. It's one of those. I'm looking forward to the show tomorrow. I'm more looking forward to it more than I was before watching Dynamite. I finally got to watch Dynamite yesterday and see how the go home show played out. Although we have Rampage tonight, which is taped, and I think Collision is not happening because of World's End. Right. So I have my reasons for my being more hyped about the C2 final and about the world title match than most, but we'll get there. And I do want to. I see Colin's comment. Yeah. It is never a good time to lose somebody in their life or have a friend lose somebody in life. But this little, I guess what do you call it, lame duck week between Christmas and New Year's is always the worst. So shout out to friend of the Cleavers family. Just awful.
Hey, brother.
Yeah, it's. I kind of agree with the song lyrics. It's the end of the world, but I'm feeling fine. We'll see how it goes.
I love Ram. Good stuff.
Yes.
Well, thank you for that, Jeff. Jeff Chadwick. I know you've been going through some hard times yourself, but it's good to see it. I'm sure you're in better spirits, and I know that you're looking forward to discussing this show. But how you feeling overall about the pay-per-view, bro? And it's good to see you again.
It's good to be seen, as he said. It's been what? I think it's been since September since I've been on here. So a lot's been going on, just a lot in life in general. And hopefully 2024 will start out better than 2023's ending. But we shall see. As far as the pay-per-view, I'm looking forward to it. There's not really a match on the card that I can't say that would be a bathroom break match for me. I'm very intrigued and interested in every match that's on the card. So very well looking forward to it, although I might be a few drinks in, so I might not remember the end. We'll wait and see when it gets there. But
it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
That's right. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's good the way in Margaritaville.
No, yeah. Tomorrow margaritas.
All right. Fair enough.
All of a sudden, I got a craving for a cheeseburger in paradise.
Yeah, well,
I did just have McDonald's.
all the Jimmy Buffett references, and other stuff along with sports. But sports is irrelevant to me, but not to this man. Justin, good to see you once again. How you feeling about AEW World's End? No offense to your Celtics. I'm just not a sports fan.
Celtics.
That's fine. Not a lot of people are Celtics fans, so that's fine with me.
I'll back you up, Justin. I'll back you up.
Anyway,
as far as World's End goes, there are some matches I'm looking forward to, and there are some matches I'm not looking forward to. I'll explain which match I'm not looking forward to when we get to the predictor.
Fair enough. Oops, let me go ahead and get them back in there. What happened? There we go.
The computer's glitching too much, so I'm on the phone instead. Hell with it.
All right, yeah. Again, technology is a mother bunker. Considering I'm a guy that works in IT and deal all the time with Kevin and Karens, and somehow have not gone to blue screen of death mode in my mind, but I digress.
Hold on.
Right.
Hey, Kane Mike, make it to the NBA Finals first before you can give that prediction.
All right, first
The
off,
Lakers did make it to the finals in the last couple of years, but anyway.
I mean, they're one of the teams that's held up the most. You don't even need a sports center about that. You know, you could ask though on a different platform. Statboy Mike at Statboy Sports Bar with
That's
Toy
right.
Lou, right here on the Championship Multiverse
Tuesday.
weekly on Tuesdays too. Go check him out. Appreciate you, Statboy. I'm looking forward to your stats galore when we talk about the Royal Rumble. All right, guys. Well, before this thing gets too far off the rails and we change channels from All Elite Wrestling Sports Center, gentlemen and chat room, let's get right into it. We got a fun card here. And again, folks, the forum will be going live, officially, after the No DQ panel later tonight, because I know Sheriff Riff's going to try and make my life difficult with bonus shenanigans because he's going to do everything possible to win. So before we get there, let's go ahead and get right into this card. We're going to start with the 0 Hour course that's available for free for everybody across all AEW platforms and the Bleacher Report app. And they've given us 2 matches. One of them, not a match in itself, but a Battle Royale. And the unique thing about this Battle Royale is that the winner will receive a TNT title shot anytime, anywhere they want. Now, as we know, the Patriarch and his patriarchy, they will be in action during the main card as Christian Cage will defend against Adam Copeland. We'll get there later. But again, 20-man Battle Royale. They didn't even say casino, so maybe they'll just all be in the ring at once, and then it's just a cluster of whoever stands in there last. And you figure about who has history with the TNT title, who has history with Christian Cage, who could be put over by maybe Adam Copeland if, titles change hands. World's end, just saying. Change the world as we know it. Oh, by the way, Kenny Omega get well soon. I'm very curious to see what people might think about who would you put in as a winner. We're just going to talk about maybe who we think should be a winner for this, since we have no idea what the field is. And again, all the stipulations for this will be disclosed by Aaron Riff of No DQ. Yeah. So let's go around the horn and get a name for everybody regarding who you think should challenge for the TNT title. Justin, we'll start with you. I get yourself.
Plain and simple, I think. I'm not sure who's in it, but I'm going with Danhausen.
All right. There's the name. That Danhausen. Very nice, very evil. All right. Jeff, do you have a name in mind besides Danhausen?
I'm trying to see if they've actually put any names on the listing yet, and they have not. So, God.
That already looks, so nice try. Blank.
Well,
Complete blank.
If I'm ever unsure, and I've done this on your forum before, if I'm ever unsure of who to really go with, always go Doink the Clown. Bottom line. I honestly see, even he agrees. I have no idea. Honestly, I would like to see someone like, and someone who's really impressed me this year, Action Andretti. I would love to see him go for a title, and the TNT title would be actually a good one for him to wear. So just throwing a name out, I'm going to go Action Andretti.
Yeah,
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You know what? Screw that. I should agree with that because we were talking about Andretti, or somebody was yesterday. It was either on the review yesterday or one of our shows this week. I forget. Forgive me, everybody. But I Noah and I both do a lot of stuff during the week. I think
Yes, we do.
they've kind of dropped the ball with Andretti. So there's definitely something there. But I actually just saw the chat, so I'm going to change my pick completely because I forgot the 90-day thing was over for those releases. Mustafa Ali would be a hell of a way to bring him into the company and get a title shot.
Well,
I'm okay with that.
Again, AEW, they need to surprise us. They need to pull out the stops. They need to make their year's end memorable so we are drawn into where they begin. So that's definitely a name to think about. Chris, do you have a name in mind?
I actually do have a name in mind.
Go for it.
Well, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. The person that is going to win this Battle Royal tomorrow night is the returning Jack Perry.
Oh,
God.
Good God. Good God.
Okay. Well,
I don't want
stranger things have happened.
to.
I guess. Stranger things have happened. All right. Well, the fact of the matter is, I love that we are talking about all different names, and the fact that literally you brought Mustafa Ali in the chat. I mean, I would love to see Sheldon Benjamin actually come after that title and make something out of it. I still think Shelton Benjamin is highly underrated. Just saying.
Mhm.
JJ, do you have a name in mind or a wild prediction or premonition? Maybe something that's not broken, or what's your thoughts, JJ?
Going two for WrestleMania 9.
Dink. No,
Dink, woo, yeah, Dink.
no. I've actually got a couple of names that have been coming to my mind here. Piggybacking off of the Mustafa Ali
ahead.
comment, Dolph Ziggler.
Ooh, Nick Nemeth, I like that.
He's a show off.
I do like Chris's take of Jungle Boy. As much as I can't stand Jack Perry, you figure a year ago he broke away from Christian, Luchasaurus. As far as we know, Christian is still the TNT champion. I mean, is he going to survive Adam Copeland? So to have Jack Perry win that battle royal and go after his former father figure would be a hell of a twist. And the other names I'm going to throw out very quickly, because I can definitely see them in this battle royal. Two guys that we've been seeing a lot of lately as a tag team, but who both have history with both Adam Copeland and Christian Cage.
The Hardys.
Oh. Matt and Jeff. That's fair. They're not booked in another match. So at the end of the day, if you're not booked in a match, you find your way to Battle Royal. Get more than just a payday for showing up.
And the way Matt's been vocal about their usage lately, this could be a way to break them. Specifically Jeff, because Jeff is always the brighter single star than Matt, if we're being real, into a singles program.
Yeah.
I didn't think that.
All right. Well, it's a lot of foregone fun. I mean, at least no one said Brooklyn Brawler reincarnated as we are in New York. So.
Anytime.
Oh, what? Whoops. Darn it.
3, 2, 1. There you go. There it is. There you go.
Damn it. Look, I had to deal with Jeff Jarrett already today. My brain's already scrambled. All right, give me a break.
Hey. You don't deal with Jeff Jarrett. You experience Jeff Jarrett. You enjoy. You embrace the greatness that is Jeff Jarrett.
Look, if Jeff Jarrett's in this battle royale, you can expect a drunk simple man for the rest of the night.
I need you to call this show tomorrow. Don't pitch holes into oblivion already.
All right. So I won't say F the world, but let's go ahead and give Jeff Chadwick the first to go off this other match for the 0 hour. As we have FTW rules for the FTW Championship, as Hook defends the gold against the Ring of Honor Pure Champion, Wheeler Yuta. All right. So, as we know, this match really stems out of a bit of respect, a bit of pride, and a bit of moxie. After Katsuyori Shibata lost the Ring of Honor Pure Championship to Wheeler Yuta by nefarious means, but hey, the man still did what he had to do to freaking get the title back. He basically been calling out Hook ever since, and Hook's like, you want to fight me? Fine, fight me on my own turf. You want my title? Fine, fight me under my own rules. So, screw the rule book. You want to get violent? Let's do it right in New York. And it's not a street fight. It's just an FTW rules for the FTW Championship. This is not ECW, folks. This is AEW. Jeff Chadwick, your thoughts on this match? And let's be honest here. Do you really see Hook losing this title not even sanctioned by AEW?
Well, did we ever see or think that Hook would have lost the title in the first place? No, but he did. I honestly, I think that it's going to be a great match either way, I think, because you've got great talent in Hook and a great talent in Wheeler Yuta. And it's not going to be a short one. I'd say probably 12, 13 minutes long, which is a decent match for like basically a hardcore match.
Yeah.
You're going to see Blackpool Combat Club interfere in this. You're going to see Best Friends come into play because they've been friending Hook for a while now. So I've got Hook keeping the title, but you're going to see a lot of out of the ring action as much as you're going to see in the ring between these two. So everything's going to explode tonight, I think. But you're definitely going to see Hook walking out still FTW champion.
I think there's a greater chance of people disagreeing on what chips they're going to eat during this match versus saying Wheeler Yuta is going to win the title here. So As long as nobody believes Wheeler Yuta is winning, we will move forward. Going once, going twice. Okay, motion have it, motion carried. Everyone's unanimous here. We sent Cook, we eat chips, and we watch Cook literally choke out Wheeler Yuta. Hey, maybe I'll lead him to actually challenge you for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. I would love to see that.
That would be
All
good.
right. I think that was probably one of the simplest matches to call on this card, if I'm being perfectly honest. Now, let's get into some fun stuff, shall we? Let's get into the main card. Now, I look at this main card. We got championship matches. We got grudge affairs. We got 8-man showcases. Now, as you all know, I'm a fan of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And if you've been looking at AEW presentation lately, they seem to be going more so on that booking direction. To JJ's point, who will lead this match? We know who now leads into the finals. We're not going to talk about that, considering how important that is. But you got to do something everybody else, right? So here is an 8-man all-star tag team match with previous participants in the Continental Classic that all lost. Claudio Castagnoli, Brian Danza, Blackpool Combat Club alongside Dim Boy, Mark Briscoe, and Wheeler Yuta. No, I'm not willing. Taking on Brody King, Switchblade Jay White, Jay Lethal, and Roosh. Now, JJ, before I let you talk, I just want you to keep in mind of one key thing. Ladies and gentlemen, some of these people right now have nothing going forward for them. One of these individuals already has something going for them next week, the first week of the new year, in facing Kazuchika Okada at Wrestle Kingdom. So that being said, JJ, what's your thoughts on that 8-man all-star showcase?
God. I want to try and put a positive spin on this as if Dory Lou was here, but it's so hard for me. 8-man all-star match, yet half of this field were the jobbers of the Continental Classic. All-stars! Woohoo!
He's not wrong, folks.
I mean, seriously, Jay Lethal and Daniel Garcia won how many matches?
Daniel Garcia won 1, Jay Lethal won 0, Mark Briscoe won 1. The rest were very close to making their way to the finals, but no cigar.
Yeah. It's just, to Keen Mike's point, this is a collision match, not a pay-per-view match. I almost would flip this and the Hook Wheeler Yuta match. Legitimately, because at least that match is for a championship. This match is just filler space. If you really want to come down to it.
You're not wrong.
At the end of the day, I'm going to go with Team BCC primarily because of Mark Briscoe and Daniel Garcia. I see great things for them in 2024. A year ago, you would not have heard me say that about a Briscoe in a match. But of course, my outlook changed, unfortunately, when we lost Jay earlier this year. So I see great things for Mark in 2024. Daniel Garcia, man, is one of those kids who's just on the cusp. He just needs to get a break. I was hoping the Continental Classic would be that break for him. Not that he would win, but that he'd get more than one victory.
Mm-hmm.
Just abysmal and disappointing in the way he was handled. And then you got the BCC. I'm just saying, Bryan Danielson is going to get that momentum going into Wrestle Kingdom next week. It is what it is, and that's all it's going to be.
Well, there you have it. We have a stand for Blackpool Combat Club and Company. So unless we have an opposition, we will move forward here. Going once, going twice. All right, another unanimous. And again, like I said, Bryan Danielson's at the tail end of his full-time career. He's got the freaking Rainmaker next weekend in the freaking Tokyo Dome. Do I need to say anything else? Also, Mark Briscoe, I think at this point, he's been undefeated in multi-person matches on pay-per-view. And Daniel Garcia, I mean, he played spoiler. He beat Brody King. Brody King, he was humbled by it. He really doesn't know. Brody King doesn't know what to do right now. Jay White is a opportunist. Jay Lethal right now, he's trying to figure out who the hell he is. And Roosh, he's just out to punch everybody in the face. And I'm not going to say the proverbial, fudge it. I'll say the proverbial line. I mean, do we really think the 4 on the right can actually coexist?
No.
There you go. All right. At least we're all honest about that. So, yeah, I got to go with Blackpool Combat Club here. It's hard to bet against Bryan Danielson. Needs the momentum going into Wrestle Kingdom after Okada got his momentum going into ahead of Wrestle Kingdom. So, it is what it is. It speaks for itself. What, Chris? Yes.
I have a question. Is the Bryan Danielson Okada match at Wrestle Kingdom gonna main event the show next week or what?
It is the semi-main event, actually, in what is just called a special single match. The main event is still Sonata versus Tetsuya Naito for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. It is not the closing match.
Okay.
But I appreciate that because there has been that controversy with New Japan Pro Wrestling in the past, especially when democracy came into play. But again, that's a conversation for another day. All right. Well, that was pretty easy. Let's go ahead and move forward. And, well, you think you know him? Maybe we don't. But guess what, Jeff? Let's see how much you know about this. You kick this one off. It is the TNT Championship under no disqualification as the Patriarch. Ugh, not Father of the Year, damn it. Christian Cage and his Patriarchy, no doubt, will be in his corner. Nick Wayne and Mama Wayne, can't believe that. Against Adam Copeland. After what we saw in Montreal, where a mother came back, that definitely with a vengeance. Jesus. We basically have seen the Patriarchy fully formed now with the Patriarch having his Matriarch. That just sounds so wrong in context. But that being said, Adam Coleman doesn't give a damn about Christian Cage. He just gives a damn about taking away the thing that's most precious to him, and that is the TNT Championship. He's already rated R, so I don't know where you go from here, and don't say X. That being said, Jeff, what's your thoughts about this? I mean, we know Adam Copeland is no stranger to this environment. Hell, he and Christian Cage defined TLC over the years, but Christian Cage has a family. As far as we know, Adam Copeland has nothing. But we also know how he can create out of nothing opportunity. Do we get a new TNT champion before the year's end?
I think it's safe to say that Adam Copeland does have some backup, and you know, if Shayna Wayne gets too far out of line, a phoenix may rise in Long Island. Just throwing that out there. Don't mess with Mama's husband. Don't mess with Mama's papa. Don't mess with Beth ever.
The other half of the grit couple, if you know, you know.
I have learned in my life, do not mess with anybody named Beth on purpose for any length of time.
I understand that
for
reference.
Oh,
I understand that reference.
I know you do. Now, as far as the match, again, I don't know where Adam Copeland goes beyond the run with Christian. It seems like they will forever be intertwined. I personally think they rushed them together far too fast. I think that he should have been with the company for at least a year before they made this pairing. Maybe even at, I'll even be as okay as maybe Double or Nothing next year being their big blow off. But here we are. It's the end of the world, and it's really the culmination of these guys, childhood friends, went to WrestleMania 6 together. You guys called that one, so you saw that. If you look real hard, you can see Adam in his Hulkmania shirt there in the front row somewhere, for the Hulk rules, whatever it was, or sixth row. I don't think there's any reason to put them together this soon unless there's going to be upturning the table, so to speak, of the family. So I think that Adam does win here, but I think that that won't be the end of it. Because remember, whoever wins the Battle Royal will be getting that shot anytime, anywhere. I think whoever wins the Battle Royal is going to take that shot anytime, anywhere, right then and there.
Ooh.
Okay.
They're both. Yeah, remember, these guys are going to be going no disqualification. They've been friends longer than almost everybody in this room has been alive. We're being honest.
That's fair. 40 years.
So
I'm older than that.
I understand. That's why I said almost. I wasn't trying to throw you under that bus just yet. We'll get there later, I'm sure. So I think whoever wins the Battle Royal is going to cash in right then and there. That way we begin the year with a completely what the hell dynamic about this championship. Let's be honest. Noah, you've not been quiet about the fact that you do not like that Christian Cage has basically bogarted this championship since he won it back in June. Officially won it, whatever you want to call it, a couple months later. But I think we need I've been saying this for about a week and a half. The entirety of the world needs a big giant reboot button, control alt delete. Wrestling, my personal life, everything just needs a big, like hard, like stick that little thin little thing and just push the reset hold. It's done with it. You're an IT guy, just control alt delete for the love of God. The TNT title is part of that in AEW.
I got you.
The entire company needs a big reboot. We were talking about this on the review. I was in the chat yesterday. The whole roster is just with Tony and the nonsense. Right, exactly. Back to Doink again. Doink 2 though. Forever Steve Kerr. Anyway, if you know, you know, folks. If you don't, then I don't know what to do with you. It's freaking networks right there at the end of the day. I think that a new champion other than Adam Copeland going out of this show will be a big like ooh and make us want to tune in on Wednesday and Friday and Saturday going forward.
All right, fair enough. So we already got a new champion, and Daniel is going with that as well. I know that there's a lot more story context here when you figure about that the patriarchy has really just formed. But again, weirder things have happened, and let's not forget, it's the same guy that ushered in the Radar era at freaking New Year's Revolution after John Cena was bludgeoned in the Elimination Chamber, and it was nothing but up for him ever since. So, JJ, I see your hand up. What do you want to add to Jeff's prediction, or do you have a counterpoint?
Definitely not a counterpoint, but would it be safe to say, Jeff, that you think that whoever wins the Battle Royal is going to make the ultimate opportunity out of the ultimate opportunist?
Yes, absolutely. I think a heel's going to win the
There's your
battle.
tagline for the call tomorrow, sir.
Yeah. James, you know what to do. You're the color guy. All right. Fair point. Good stuff, Jeff. So that being said, right now we have Adam Copeland winning as the argument. So unless somebody wants to argue that Christian Cage retains with his new patriarchy family form, I think we'll continue going once, going twice. I see gears turning. Oh.
As much as I love Adam Copeland and want him to win, as I am going to be the Rated R Superstar for my daughter's wrestling birthday party, I think Christian retains here. And I think it's the addition of Nick Wayne's mom that's going to help solidify this.
Okay, that's fair. The newest member, his matriarch, and let's keep in mind, the right hand of destruction has been neutralized ever since Adam Copeland concertoed him. Luchasaurus has not been seen at all. Yes, Chris.
I understand what you guys are saying, but my thought is Adam Copeland deserves to win this match. And I'm going with Adam Copeland no matter what, because I'm a fan of Adam Copeland ever since he came in the WWE. And I will stick by Adam Copeland for my rest of my life. Adam Copeland needs this win and get his first championship win in AEW. And I understand he just came in October. 2 months into his run, he's already gained a championship match. And that means something. Where Adam, and I'm going to tell you, after all of this gets done with Adam Copeland, Christian Cage thing, I think Adam Copeland wins here. Then he's going to possibly have like a short reign. I'm going to say a short title reign. And then I see in 2024, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage becoming a tag team and becoming the AEW Tag Team Champions in 2024.
Interesting long-term storytelling, considering that was Adam Copeland's first motivation, but 3 words, halt to that for the time being. JJ.
So I hear where you're coming from, Chris, but you would rather have another hot potato reign with the TNT Championship as opposed to keep it on Christian, who, whether he won it in June or did not, has been holding the championship for the better part of the last 6 months? That's the way I look at it. Is every single one of us on this panel have been overtly critical of the hot potatoing of the TNT Championship, and you're asking for it to be hot potatoed by moving it to Adam Copeland and then having Adam Copeland have a short-term reign. Jeff's at least makes a little bit of sense with the cash-in, but Chris's is like, he didn't say anything about the cash-in, the Battle Royal thing.
Right.
You know, so if he holds it a week, 2 weeks, a month, like, you really want to sacrifice that type of hot potato reign just to give, what does that say about Adam Copeland's first championship reign?
It might only be like 3 or 4 months.
Interesting caveat, but again, you're still leaving out the most crucial thing here. Are you talking about just an individual on Dynamite, as we've seen countless times over, or are you actually talking about the freaking potential opportunity cash in for the Battle Royal winner? Yes, Jeff.
All right, Chris, just clarify. Adam's going to win here. You're saying a short-term reign. 3 or 4 months is a third or a quarter of a year. That's not a short-term run. That's a decent little run, especially in AEW.
True.
Oh, I understand. And I should have said 3 or 4 months. So I botched that up.
Botch!
Yep, I got you.
Cue the
Yeah,
graphic.
ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, thank you. There we go.
That's a bot.
But I have no problem with Adam winning, and I understand that your point disagrees with mine in that it was, it's not going to be an immediate cash in, but yeah, just be sure we're clear on this. Short term is short term is, especially in AEW, short term is relative. Holy shit.
Right.
So
Hello,
yeah,
Willow.
hell, Adam being champion for a third or a quarter of the year, I'm here for that. If my cash in thing doesn't pan out.
There you go. JJ, you had a thought real quick?
No.
Oh, okay, just making sure. Jeff, yes, that's the only one that basically I think now has the wheels turning more ways than one, because we do have obviously, and again, there's a lot of context to this match. Considering again, I'll say it right now, Christian Kidd has been the most relevant TNT champion since Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin's first run. I will not deny what he's done with the TNT title, with being probably one of the strongest characters, not the strongest heel character in AEW history. But yes,
Right.
Jeff Chadwick, go ahead.
I got Adam. I got Copeland winning it. The only problem I have with a short run, and that, as Meacham said, 3-4 months is a decent run. I mean, you can have a, like, if you went to like the distance like what Orange Cassidy went with that title and defended every week. I mean, you figure you got 4 weeks in a month. 4 months is 16 title defenses. That's pretty damn decent. That's better than, well, Roman. Anyway,
Low
but
bar,
Not
to be
lying, but
fair.
he's not wrong.
He's not wrong,
but-
damn it.
no, I'm not. Anyway, I could see him winning the title and possibly losing it at Revolution. But either way I'm looking at it is if Edge doesn't have a longer title run than Christian, this is all going to come back and bite him in the ass via Christian. Like, he's going to go into the, I'm better than you, I held the title longer than you, da-da-da-da-da. So I don't see a short title run. I mean, he could possibly hold it till summer, and I would be perfectly fine with that. He's getting up there in age. He's 50?
Give or take.
Pretty close.
Something pretty close to that. So not too much older than I am. But he doesn't have much left in the tank. This is his final hurrah. So I don't want his last possible title to be very short. Make it a worthy title run. So as I said, I got Copeland winning it, but I see him holding it until at least the summer.
I would love it if he, as TNT champion, would go on a John Cena U.S. Championship title open challenge.
That would be good.
I'd be down for that 150%.
Yes.
Sorry, Jay, I didn't mean to step over you. I know you raised your hand like a flight boy, and I totally cut on like an
I
asshole.
know.
So
I acknowledge JJ, just to put it in context. Yes, JJ.
I actually want to point out Justin, who I believe has been raising his hand very patiently. We just can't see it because his thing is super dark.
Oh,
I don't know if maybe he needs to turn a light on or something, but
that was-
I've been seeing his hand there.
I know why his light is off. He suffers from migraines. So
Oh, I'm sorry. I had no idea. So thank you for that, JJ. Plus, again, without glasses, I barely could see as it is. But please, Justin, go ahead and share your thoughts on this match, and then we'll move on. Great conversation, everybody.
So I disagree with Christopher Rods here. I hate to disagree with Rods here, but I'm going to. Adam Copeland wins? Yes. He has a short title reign? No. Here's why. I don't see Christian and Adam Copeland being tag team ever again in Adam Copeland's final run in professional wrestling. I agree with Jeff Chadwick. I see Adam Copeland holding this for maybe like 6 months and then possibly never getting another shot at the title. I mean, whether he loses tomorrow or not, I just think if he gets another title, it's going to be the AEW World Championship and not the AEW Tag Team Championships.
Okay, so he thinks that he's going to go on a blaze of glory as a singles star without the whole tag team crusade in the first place. Maybe the tag team crusade was a red herring, but yeah, I agree kind of with y'all here. I think at this point, Christian Cage doesn't have a bigger threat to his championship after this, and I think he's done all he can with the TNT title. Why it's helped him elevate his character, he's already elevating himself with family around him, and he could go in a different direction, especially since we don't know what the future of AEW stands with a different championship. I got Adam Copeland winning too. I'm with Adam Copeland. I think he gets it done. So whether or not a Phoenix rises will be a bonus, but I think Adam Copeland finally bests once again his best friend of 40 years with a big old spear, followed by that classic 3-word phrase. All right. Well, good stuff, everybody. A bit of a partisan thought here. And again, chat room, please stay on topic. Thank you. But if you want to be acknowledged, super chat guys, you can do it. Simple as that. All right, Chris, you round out the first round of city predicting head starters. So you get to start this one. Have fun with this and how feeling that Justin's in the dark, considering this living undead girl has been brought to light. Jesus Christ. Is the TBS Championship on the line as Julia Hart, and I'm pretty sure she won't be alone, defends the gold against Abaddon. Ever since Abaddon came back, Julia Hart's been on this whole crusade about exposing people's weaknesses, the vulnerability, these proverbial masks that they wear. And for some reason, really, the hardest one to right now figure out the mask behind is Abaddon. So Julia Hart has targeted her and has offered up the TBS Championship in the process. And lately we have seen Sky Blue now fall to darkness, which I've enjoyed. And Abaddon seems to have an ally in the return of Rivera, Thunder Rosa. This will be Julia Hart's third defense of the TBS Championship, and it will be her first time defending the title on pay-per-view. Arguably the strongest character, female-wise, not named Jade Cargill, ever built. So, Christopher Rotz, the ball's in your court. Does the house always wins, or do you have Abaddon coming out as the new TBS champion?
I'm just keeping this short and sweet. I got to go with my girl to retain the AEW TBS champion. I got to go with Julia Hart. The house always wins. And yeah, I think Sky Blue is going to get involved in this match to keep Julia Hart as TBS championship. And I just think down the road with Julia Hart and Sky Blue forming like a tag team, I have a gut feeling in 2024 we're going to be seeing like other members getting added into this little faction with Julia Hart and Sky Blue. I don't know. I feel we could see a faction with Julia Hart and Sky Blue as they might form their own version of House of Black with the men, do it for the women. So I see that taking place in 2024. So Julia Hart retains, and that's what I'm just got to say.
Considering Julia Hart already pointed out, Anna Jay told you so, you'll be left alone. I think Anna Jay will be a perfect addition to this all-female faction, and I would be all for it if it means further pushing the AEW women's division, damn it, in the appropriate direction. But talk more about that later. Hi, Jeff. That being said, we have one for Julia Hart. Does anyone believe that Abaddon will rise as champion in her first ever pay-per-view match? Gosh, Going once, going twice. Okay, I get it. All right, but in all seriousness, I'll give AEW credit. It's an AEW original. First ever pay-per-view match. They seem to be finally trying to focus more on their women's division, and it's a big chance for Abaddon here. And again, if you're going to try and put somebody up against Julia Hart that could offer as many mind games as her, not dressed up as Ada Wong, hello Karashida, then I think Abaddon's the perfect candidate. And she's already overcome Emi Sakura and Lady Frost. With this evolution being seen out of Sky Blue, yeah, maybe Anna Jay can follow suit too. Because arguably right now, the strongest female character long term has been Julia Hart. I don't think there's no debate about that. All right, so there you go. We all believe that the house wins, and I'm just making sure that member of the House of Black, Justin, doesn't have his hand pushed down in front of me here. So as long as Justin's okay, I think we will move forward. And Justin, just keep me posted as you're okay to protect your mentality, take care of your mentality. All right. Well, that was very short, sweet, and simple. Now, I feel like Justin's probably feeling tranquilo because he doesn't have to deal with migraines thanks to the light. But now he has to talk about an ungovernable one. Because, Justin, you kicked this one off. Let's talk about this grudge match. It's not meat, but it might as well be, as we know how hard these two men hit. Get out Charlotte Flair for Andrade. As Andrade El Idolo goes one-on-one against Miro, the Redeemer versus La Sombra. And Miro's been stewing about this ever since his wife, CJ Perry, has decided to go back in the managerial role and has decided to claim the services of Andrade El Idolo. By the way, CJ Perry currently out. Please take care. Get well soon. And again, could not touch him during the Continental Classic. Andrade on an incredible run, but got stopped dead in his tracks by Eddie Kingston. And Miro, he's basically just been waiting on the outside to strike. Now he gets his chance. With the direction not clear for either of these two men, you gotta wonder, you end the year strong. Do you have a stronger beginning waiting for you in 2024 out of this grudge match? And Miro's been part of some great grudge matches this year, including Powerhouse Hobbs that you and I called, JJ, at AEW All Out. So, Justin, what's your thoughts on this grudge match? Who do you got winning, Andrade El Idolo or Miro?
Oh God, this is the match. Oh God.
What?
This is okay. When we started, this. I said that there is matches I'm looking forward to, and there is a match that I'm not looking forward to. This is it. Plain and simple. You guys can disagree with me if you want. I got Miro. That's it.
All right, so we got Miro. Anyone want to go up Andrade El Idolo? Going once, going twice. Okay, we got JJ, then Jeff. JJ, you're first. What's your thoughts on Andrade El Idolo needing the win here? You're muted.
I think Miro's going to let his emotions get the better of him. You know, he's so focused on CJ Perry and her allegiance with Andrade El Idolo that he's going to lose his temper. He's going to get disqualified, something that's going to give Andrade the victory, or he's going to be too distracted on CJ at ringside and Andrade is going to get the quick roll up. Because CJ knows that she can use her womanly ways to distract her husband, even though she's managing Andrade.
Well, she's hot and flexible, but she is married to Miro, so you're not wrong.
So either disqualification or distraction allowing Andrade to get the victory. I see Miro falling here. And it possibly leading to whatever the first special of the year is going to be, because they're not going to be able to hold this till Revolution for a rematch.
Hey, I'm all for a series of matches with these two. This could be a best of 7 series right now. These two could really put up and show out.
And to Keen Mike's point, have you looked at CJ Perry? I'm just saying.
I know.
I'm just saying. I know Noah doesn't look at female wrestling personalities in that light, unless their names are the Bunny, Yay Alley. But
you stop that.
But look at CJ Perry. If you got to come home to that every night, you'd act like a simp around ringside also. I'm just saying.
Before I get into politically TED Talk debate and rant about the Oxford Dictionary not having simp as a real word, and it shouldn't be a real word, let's go ahead and move forward to Jeff Meacham and get his thoughts on this, because does he agree with his fellow dad not always on wrestling, at least in match prediction? Jeff Meacham,
Yes.
what's your thoughts?
Yeah, my only question was, I had thought that CJ wasn't going to be there because of what she's dealing with. Is she
Yeah,
still
that's what I
scheduled
thought.
to be there?
And it doesn't look like she's not even on the graphic. I don't think she's even slated. Yeah, she's going through. That's why I was like, get well soon. Because if you notice, she hasn't even been involved in Andrade Elo's pre-match entrance in the Continental Classic the last couple of times he's been in action.
Well, they
Right.
haven't been allowed a second, so I think that's why she's just been staying in the back there.
Right.
But
I think either way, whether she is on site in Long Island tomorrow or not, Miro's just going to be so wound so tight with all this shit going on that, on top of her, legitimately being injured, that may even push him further over the edge in storyline and just drive him to madness and allow his temper to get the best of him, and he will get disqualified or get just overly distracted by it. Which, again, this has to be a series of matches. It can't just be one and done. It's been built up way too much. Andrade's got his wife in his corner. That's gotta be just. Let's see where are we at on this. It's got to be mind fucking Miro. It has to be. So I think we get at least one more TV special match out of this, and maybe a rubber match and another, but not going to March for sure. So Andrade's got to win the first one here. The heel's got to win the first one, right? Otherwise, there's no point in continuing the series.
Exactly. Thank you. That's exactly the point I was waiting for you to make. Because again, it's a heel-face grudge dynamic that has a lot of meat still left on the bone to come out from this first time ever one-on-one encounter in AEW. Jeff Chadwick, I saw your hand up last. What's your closing thoughts on this?
Well, you got to stop and think of this situation. Andrade has been wrestling nonstop. Miro, when was the last time he had a match? See, you have to think. You have to think. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Does he have ring rust? Because he hasn't wrestled that much. That could play a factor in this as well. And as far as CJ, if she doesn't show up, here's a good way to distract Miro. Play her music. That's all you got to do. Play her music. He'll get distracted, think she's coming down. Boom, there we go. So she doesn't have to physically be there. She can kind of be there, I guess you could call it. But, that would be a great way to distract him.
I got you.
If she can't be there. So I too, as I said, I got Andrade taking this. I think that he's, even with the loss, the couple losses there in the tournament, he's still been on a roll. And this is like one of the best, personally, one of the best runs I've seen him have in a very long time.
I agree.
So I don't see this ending tomorrow night. I think that he's going to overtake Miro with a distraction. I will agree with that. But how it will happen, we'll wait and see.
All right. Yes, JJ.
To further Jeff's point, also pop up on the Tron via pre-tape.
Yeah, good.
There's a lot of different ways.
Miro.
Oh.
Attention gets focused.
See,
I'm not
David,
sure if Chris is raising his hand or if he's trying to acknowledge Jeff Chadwick. So
No, I have a thought.
Thank you. Oh,
Okay.
damn.
I thought Jeff was getting acknowledged. Hey, go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead, JJ. Go ahead, Chris.
This is what my thoughts are. This match alone, yeah, it's going to be a fun match, but I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm going to agree with Justin here. I think Miro is going to take this, and here's why. I have a gut feeling if CJ is there tomorrow night, I have a gut feeling CJ is going to turn on Andrade.
What?
And here's why I say it. What I've been hearing and what I've been seeing, that Andrade is going to leave AEW to go back to WWE. And personally, I'm ready to have Andrade back in WWE under Triple H's era because he would do a phenomenal job, Andrade, in WWE. And I think with his contract, I think his contract is coming up. I think this is going to possibly be Andrade's final match in AEW, and CJ is going to turn on Andrade, align with Miro, and that is how you get Andrade out of AEW, and Andrade comes back to WWE.
Speculation aside, I'm just going to say this real quick. Journalistic integrity. Take it with a grain of salt, no matter who you read it from or what you read it from on social media, unless it comes from the company itself. Thank you. That being said, Chris, again, it's a very fair fight. It's also a different take when you consider, again, a lot of unknown future is still ahead for the industry in general when it comes to 2024. Not just the people that work in it, but the literal workforces within it. So we'll see. But again, some partisan thoughts, but I think Andrade Idolo's going to take this. Like I said, I think this is going to build out further, and this is Andrade's strongest run. And if this managerial support is going to be as strong for Andrade Idolo as has been initially, CJ Perry involvement physically or not, if they're going to carry that moniker of her managerial power, then Andrade Idolo has to win this, especially after falling short in the tournament. I got to go with Andrade Idolo here. La Sombra. All right. Good partisan thoughts all across the board here. Let's go ahead and keep moving forward. And Justin, again, man, I just randomly put these in order. I don't even know what the order of the card is, so I'm sorry. That being said, Jeff, you're on the bubble now. From one grudge match to another, let's see how Jeff Chadwick swerves with this. As we finally get the impending battle that should have been, in my opinion, last year. It's Swerve Strickland versus Limitless Keith Lee. And Swerve's been saying, I've been waiting for you a long time, dog. I already knew I was him. But as we also thought, we thought Swerve was going to win the Continental Classic and not be part of the finals. Keith Lee, almost a resurgence in his career lately since coming back to Collision and reminding people exactly why we should bask in his glory. And also putting away the past at Ring of Honor Final Battle against Shane Taylor. And I'm pretty sure Prince Nana will not be too far behind, and neither will the Mogul Embassy. That being said, again, another person, don't know the direction. Could more than one match come out of this, even though this is underbooked long-term storytelling, being perfectly honest with these two different directions. And while Swerve's had the momentum for the better part of the last half of the year, he did just lose out of the tournament. Jeff Chadwick, who do you got winning this grudge match? Is it a one-off? Do you swerve or do you bask in the glory? Do you got Keith Lee or Swerve Strickland?
Well, I'll keep this within just like a couple seconds. What does this tell you? I'm going Swerve. He's the hottest thing right now. And I don't see Lee taking this match. I really don't. As much as I want to, because I love Keith Lee, don't get me wrong. Anyone who flies around the ring 360 pounds the way he does, man, I'm telling you. But everybody in the arena, even when because he's a heel. Swerve is a heel, but everybody loves this guy. And I think a lot of it has to do with Prince Nana, but that's another story. But I gotta go with Swerve. I mean, my gut says go with Swerve. So I think with the loss that he had in that triple threat, even though he didn't get pinned, it's still a loss nonetheless. He needs to recuperate from that loss. What better way than to get a victory over Keith Lee? So I've got to go Swerve.
That's a very fair analysis. All right, so we got Swerve Strickland. Not copyright. Everyone's swerving. Everyone's swerving. Good grief.
Don't ask me to do the second part. I can't do that.
No, catch a drive, catch a flip. All right, enough of that. Everyone's going with Swerve Strickland, it seems. Except Justin. I can't tell if he swerves in the dark or not. Justin.
Please don't swerve in the dark. That's dangerous.
That's fair. Justin, since you're the only one I didn't see swerve live, do you believe Keith Lee wins tomorrow night?
No. There we go.
All right.
You got a thumbs down.
All right, so everybody basically there's a clip for everybody on the Twitter. Just add freaking Swerve song. Everyone's swerving, and I agree. I think Swerve Strickland deserves it. I've been saying for the longest time, ever since Swerve got that win over Heyman and Page at Wrestle Dream, he defined a spot for himself. He didn't take one; he cemented his own. He, in my opinion, is guaranteed to be a future world champion. But if we're still going to buy into that possibility, he has to get big wins where it matters the most. And it doesn't matter more, in my opinion, than pay-per-view, especially in singles action. If Swerve's going to move forward, we got to bask in his glory, even if it's at the expense of Keith Lee. Should be a great match, though. Yes, Jeff Meacham.
Well, it's just good to know that Swerve is, getting this big push. He's becoming a very prominent figure. He's doing well in AEW, and because of what happened at Full Gear, he can donate blood in two different types now. So he's in good shape. So
Damn it, Jeff.
Damn it, Jeff. He's not wrong. Like,
Damn it, Jeff, you idiot.
I approve.
Hashtag Simple Man approved.
Yeah, I don't have a grab it for that, but I'll just do this. Okay. All right. Well, that being said, that's another unanimous vote right there. We all have Swerve Strickland. All right. And now, JJ.
No, I have a thought.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. I was laughing too much. Go ahead, Chris.
We all going for Swerve Strickland to win, and I feel this is going to be a fun and entertaining match. But I just gotta say this. Yeah, Keith Lee, he's good in the ring, he's good on the mic, but his time is basically not there anymore. I would be shocked if Keith Lee is on his way out to AEW. But with Swerve Strickland, I have a gut feeling 2024, we're going to see Swerve Strickland as the AEW World Championship.
Now that I actually can buy into. All right. Good stuff. Again, he's a realist. That's as real as it gets in All Elite Wrestling for a reset as far as I'm concerned. All right. Well, oh, damn it. Why'd I do this? You know what? Fudge it. We now move to our feature presentation as a timeless encounter awaits as Timeless Tony Storm defends the AEW Women's World Championship against Riho. Okay.
First of all, you need to put some respect on Timeless Tony Storm's name.
Right?
She is a classic, a remnant of a bygone era in Hollywood, and the best female gimmick since that bitch Jade Cargill left.
All right,
put some respect on the champion's name.
All right, Naja McGinnis, calm down while you're comparing her to Meryl Streep, Marilyn Monroe, Elizabeth Taylor, and all the leading actresses that didn't lose their damn marbles thanks to a TMZ tabloid. As we look in full color at the AEW Women's World Championship against lovely little Petite Rico, the first ever AEW Women's World Championship in this company's history. All right, well, now while he decided to load up the freaking trailer, JJ, you lead this thing off. Do I need to say anything else? Why don't you go ahead and define if you are the director of this timeless feature presentation? So I don't think it's a question, but how does timeless Tony Storm leave with the AEW Women's World Championship, and does Mariah May influence that decision and maybe tease something for later? Go ahead.
See, as much as I love Timeless Tony, there's definitely two sides to this coin here. You know, Timeless Tony is still new to the championship. She's only had it since Full Gear, where she won it in the fabulous city of Hollywood, California.
In the fabulous forum.
Yes, where our lovely correspondent Dattila was there.
Yes, indeed.
Take it in and watch everything.
Please follow her, folks, at It's Wrestling Time, all the time here at Raiders of Wrestling. Appreciate you, Dattila. Anyway, go ahead, JJ.
However, Riho has been on a mission since coming back in trying to take out each member of the Outcasts who attacked her the last time she was in the ring.
That's right.
She's taken out Ruby. She's taken out Saraya to get this shot in order to finish her story.
Mm.
She needs to take out Toni Storm. Mariah May is teasing that her first match is going to be on the first Dynamite of 2024.
That's right.
Who's to say that that first match isn't going to be against Riho for the AEW Women's Championship? A little bit of poetic justice here.
Good movie.
Betting man that I am, Timeless Tony is walking out with the title. How? Not quite sure, but I will be glued to my television set, much as I am anytime Timeless Tony graces my screen. And for all you women at home, remember, chin up, tits out, and watch out for the shoe.
Hey. I'm okay. All right. And at least Renee Paquette's been improving her reflexes. All right. So we have and seen. We have one for Timeless Toni Storm. So unless there's a counterpoint or somebody else has another way to rewrite the script on this filibuster, I think we'll move on. Going once, going twice. All right, everyone's given Timeless Toni Storm her roses, even if they are in black and white. Bravo. Yeah, at the end of the day, again, character development aside, Timeless Toni Storm right now is the one to watch out for on Dynamite for the women's division. While Julia Hart holds down Collision, Timeless Toni Storm holds down Dynamite. You got to learn to hold your hand up better, bruv. But yes, Chris.
Okay, I have a
Raise your hand if you're sure. Come on now.
Toni Storm is winning, but my question is, how did you change the background to the black and white thing on StreamYard?
It's magic.
You will never know. All right. Anyway, Kate Rambler.
I feel like that's the type of question that could have been asked off air, but anyways.
Yeah, I'm about to say. We're burning daylight. We're live here, folks. All right. Let's keep going forward. Everyone agrees with Timeless Toni Storm. All right, Jeff, you're the man up now on the mic, and I think it's only fitting that you introduce this because, in my opinion, besides the World Championship, this is the most important match of the night because it is time to determine for the first time on American soil the first Continental Classic champion and North American Triple Crown, as it will be Jon Moxley going one-on-one against the Mad King himself, who put it all on the line and found life still to make it to this point, Eddie Kingston. And considering also Jeff Meacham and JJ's history, particularly with one of these individuals, I'm extremely happy to know that Jeff Meacham gets to lead this. Jeff, Eddie Kingston found new life in professional wrestling. He found his sanctuary in Japanese professional wrestling, wrestling in Corrigan Hall. He wrestled through a G1. He beat Kenta for the Strong Championship. He finally overcome 18 years of adversity against himself in Claudio Castagnoli, winning the Ring of Honor World Championship. Now looking to make history again. A shout out to his heroes, including not limited to, of course, Jun Akiyama, a previous holder of the actual Triple Crown over in All Japan Pro Wrestling. And Jon Moxley is Jon Moxley. It's as simple as that. But also Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston was in the business before him. So technically speaking, Eddie Kingston, can you finally pass Jon Moxley? That is the question. And that I pose to you now, Jeff Meacham. Who wins the first ever Continental Classic and becomes AEW's Triple Crown champion?
May my father and the people of Ohio forgive me for this. Eddie Kingston wins. Now, I pointed this out to JJ in conversation the other day after Dynamite, after Eddie had defeated Bryan, which there's a reason this house looks like it does now. But a couple of points that make me think that Eddie's going to win here. Number one, How do you revitalize the damaged brand that is Ring of Honor? You have the top dog pick up a big win on the last big show of the year, whatever company it's for. In this case, it's AEW, it's World's End. It's affiliated with Ring of Honor. Eddie Kingston has put his championships on the line here, including the Ring of Honor championship in this tournament. He's at the end now. He's beaten Bryan Danielson along the way, which I did not see coming Wednesday. I did not think that was going to be a thing. Honest to God.
I did not either.
I thought sure we were going to have a Bryan versus Claudio final. Because I pretty much had figured we'd have Swerve and Keith Lee, to be honest with you. But Eddie winning here means that Jon Moxley is more pissed off than he usually is. And if you ask Renee, he's perpetually pissed off. He rolls into Wrestle Kingdom on Wednesday night, Thursday morning to go against Ospreay and David Finlay for that Global Heavyweight Championship. There you go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you imagine what he is going to want to and attempt to do to Ospreay and Finlay on Thursday if he loses this match tomorrow? That's going to be – I think that match on Thursday with him is going to be the sleeper of the night because Okada Danielson's going to be ridiculously good. Naito and Sonata is also going to be a hell of a main event. But that third to last is going to be one of those you go, I figured it'd be good, but holy shit was this good. So Moxley losing to Eddie Kingston, on top of it being losing to Eddie Kingston, will just motivate so much going into Wrestle Kingdom. So I think in order for all the wheels to be in motion in professional wrestling / sports entertainment going into 2024, Eddie Kingston ending the year as the Triple Crown champion, revitalizing the Ring of Honor championship as part of it, and going into the Honor Club presentation on Thursday night, after Wrestle Kingdom's already over, will be just I keep sitting here giddy about how 2024 is going to go. We've got a crazy ass first week with all the watch alongs we're doing, but every single company has me going, ooh, okay, now what? And I love that because it hasn't been that way for a long time.
Damn right.
But this match, as much as it personally bothers me to pick against Jon Moxley as a origin boy from Cincinnati, I gotta go with Eddie here because it makes more sense to me personally.
There you have it. We have the Mad King crowned the first ever mic drop AEW Continental Classic Champion, Triple Crown Champion. And also, by the way, folks, New York is Eddie Kingston's home turf. All right.
Yep.
A lot of compelling arguments. I'm not sure you all can debate that, but of course I give a chance to Justin. Interesting. Justin, go ahead. Your thoughts.
I don't disagree with Jeff Beecham here. I got Eddie Kingston win here too. Okay. However, I did not see Jon Moxley get into AEW's World End on Saturday in this final. I had Jay White beating Jon Moxley on Wednesday's Dynamite, but that did not happen.
No.
So yes, I agree with Eddie Kingston beating Jon Moxley because Eddie Kingston in AEW's history has never ever beaten Jon Moxley. Saturday it will happen because it's in New York.
Well, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. That's very fair. And yes, I know. I realize I just made a Frank Sinatra reference. All right.
Spreading the news.
I'm not leaving today, but I do believe that Eddie Kingston will win. And I don't know if this is true. I just think he's, like most of the freaking roster, lost in the shuffle. Because at the end of the day, AEW's biggest problem is overinflated roster. But I digress. But yeah, I got Eddie Kingston as well. You literally hit the nail on the head, Jeff. I can't imagine Jon Moxley trying to be Ultimo Dragon, holding 3 titles, and then going after another title that's also globally represented in New Japan Pro Wrestling. At the end of the day, Jon Moxley is the workhorse of AEW. He might as well be called the proverbial face of AEW. Since day one, since the darkest times, since the time there was no people, Jon Moxley's been in the forefront. I got to go with Eddie Kingston here. Chris, you have a counterpoint before we move on?
I'm going with Eddie Kingston to win this because this is his story that needs to be finished. And I personally believe Eddie Kingston wins here in New York, finally beats John Moxley. And yeah, he's going to be the first ever Triple Crown champion. But with the 2 championships that he had, with the Ring of Honor and the New Japan, I feel those 2 championships are going away. And that is why they had this tournament to crown the first Triple Crown champion. And after they reveal the Triple Crown championship title belt, that's going to be the main title moving forward, and you just basically retire both the ROH and New Japan title.
It's a thought, but yeah, you're right. There's a new championship, but I go back to the only Triple Crown champion in existence in All Japan Pro Wrestling, held by Katsuhiro Nakajima, when it was created when Jumbo Tsuruta and Stan Hansen combined the Pacific Wrestling Federation Championship, the NWA United National Championship, and the NWA International Championship back in 1989 at Champion Carnival, which this all stems from. If y'all haven't figured out by now, Tony Khan is a guy that loves to find and honor wrestling history. There's a reason why he acknowledged Ric Flair's 21 championships, but I digress. So yeah, I could see that literally being the case where that single title is the representation for AEW, New Japan, and Ring of Honor capacity, but just from a physical standpoint, I still feel like you have to have the Ring of Honor World Championship because it's Ring of Honor's richest prize. Right. But I digress. Jeff, yes, JJ, and then we'll go to Jeff for closing thoughts. Yes, JJ.
Yeah, I just go ahead and give my 2 cents in since everybody seems to agree and is getting an opportunity to speak on
well,
this.
Well, it's an important match. It's the first milestone here, so I
no, I get you. I am gonna say, and go ahead and timestamp this because it's gonna pain me to say this about as much as it pains you to acknowledge and admit that Jeff Jarrett had the best match on WrestleMania 11. Eddie Kingston doesn't deserve this, but he fucking needs it. Whatever happened to Moxley's vacation that he was supposed to take all those months ago and that time off?
Right.
You know, he loses this. Kingston becomes the Triple Crown champion, has his match at Wrestle Kingdom, and then let the man have a fucking month off. 2 months off. Let him not come back until a couple weeks before Revolution.
Seriously.
He owes the
dude
company
deserves
nothing.
It.
He owes them nothing else. They took care of everything.
Shit. Bring the wife and kid with you. Have a vacation in Japan. Get some culture. Get some air, for crying out loud.
The AEW was fine before Renee joined. They'll be fine for a couple months with
I'm saying.
Down.
Seriously.
It means we may have to see more of RJ City, and that's going to be pain on my eyes. But but it gives Renee a couple months off with her husband.
Oh my gosh, he's not wrong. He's absolutely right.
No. RJ City reminds me if Jason Mewes got into wrestling and was doing interviews, dude.
Oh shit.
He seriously looked like Jay from Jay and Silent Bob.
That's fair.
Eddie needs this victory, and I'm not a fan of him being in the finals.
No,
I think if you lined up everybody that was in this tournament, there'd only maybe be 1 or 2 people that deserved it less than Eddie Kingston. But to the point that was made, this is Eddie's story. Right. Eddie needs this victory for that vindication to prove the Danielsons, the Punks, everybody that talked shit about him being fat, out of shape in that Ring of Honor locker room. Wrong.
Yeah, a bum. And he calls himself now, I'm the king of the underdogs, dog. I'm the king of the bums. I wear that moniker with pride. He is as real as it gets. He's not the guy that you would put on the front of your marquee, but when it comes to professional wrestling, you can't define heart in art.
No, and
you know, may be our scumbag, but Eddie Kingston has become our bum.
No, it's it's again. I'm never going to personally like Eddie just because he and I are just not going to be those people. But he's definitely going in. He's definitely the one to go. I don't know, but coming out of it, I thought the comment earlier. Has anybody been wasted more being under exclusive contract to AEW than Jay friggin' White? Holy hell! Put him in that match with Ospreay and Finlay. Hell, him and Finlay got legit beef over the Bullet Club.
Exactly.
Having Ospreay be in the middle going, what do I do here? And trying to, regain that championship that was kind of half-assed taken from him, for being honest. There's just so much more dynamic there. But again, Moxley's motivated now if he loses tomorrow. So they're going to go through them and tear shit up on Thursday. So
yeah. I'm just going to say this real quick before I get to Jeff Chadwick. I think I see the first program right now because we're all talking about Jay White. Who excommunicated Jay White from New Japan Pro Wrestling back at Battle of the Valley in February?
Dave Finlay.
That would be David Finlay.
He excommunicated him from Bullet Club. What was Jay White's last match in New Japan Pro Wrestling?
I don't know. I don't follow New Japan.
I forgot. Was it Eddie?
It was Eddie Kingston.
Okay. There you go. There's your program winning revolution.
Ding.
Jay White trying to get redemption by becoming only the second ever Triple Crown champion in AEW history, North American history.
Practically 1 year later, that Eddie Kingston pushed him out in New Japan and could never compete there again.
Yep.
Yep, Chad, you got any closing thoughts before we move on to the burner match?
Well, you saw, or we all saw, how emotional Eddie got when he beat Brian Danielson.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
Yeah. You saw how emotional he got. I was watching it and I felt the same emotion he did. I even had, as Ric Flair would say, a tear in my eye.
Woo!
I am not a humongous fan of Eddie Kingston, but as you all have stated, the story. It's all about the story. And I think that with Eddie picking up this victory, what you saw this past week, you're going to see so much more emotion when he gets this victory. So, I got to go Eddie.
We're all with the bum. We're all with the king of the bums. All hail. Eddie Kingston, finally get the ultimate moment of your life. Finally close the book on everybody that doubted you. And then let's see what you do going forward. I pray to God you don't destroy yourself. But yeah, Eddie Kingston for the win. He deserves it, and he damn sure will earn it. Because John Moxley will make sure he doesn't earn anything less. Buckle up for the fight of your life, Eddie Kingston. Buckle up. This is going to be so damn good. I love stuff like this. Damn it. All right. Well, this is not brought to you by DraftKings, but I know there'll probably be some sort of promotion for that following this match as we get ready for our buffer, curtain jerker. But this will be brought to you by Polo Pop and Christopher Roch. You get to talk about this one. And remember, also brought to you by Pure Leaf. The only thing for sure about Sting is, actually, yeah, this is for sure. Not only is he done at AEW Revolution, he doesn't lose on AEW pay-per-view, but I digress. It's Sammy Guevara, Chris Jericho, and Sting, and Darby Allin taking on Absolute Ricochet Starks, Big Bill, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Kyle Fletcher out injured. Konosuke Takeshita in 8-man tag team action. All right, Chris, make this short, brief, and simple. Do you see Sting losing?
No, I don't see Sting losing at all. I got team Chris Jericho, and they're going to definitely win, and I hope Kenny Omega get well soon, bud.
Seriously.
We're all praying for you to have a healthy and speedy recovery, and I want to make a bold prediction here. I feel Ricky Starks and Big Bill, they are going to keep those tag team championships much longer because I see the Golden Jets, Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega take the AEW tag team champions off of Ricky Starks and Big Bill. I don't know when that match is going to take place, but I'm going to make a bold one. I think Kenny Omega returns before AEW Revolution, and we get that tag team match. If it's not Revolution, then maybe Double or Nothing. We get the Golden Jets as AEW tag team champions.
Well, that's fair. And to Kate Rare's point, yeah, this is not WCW, but yeah. Jericho and Sting on the same team. First time ever in both men's respective careers. As Sting's career ends next year, Revolution, this will be his final match in New York. We already saw his final match in the Fabulous Forum, and also multi-person action, 6-man tag team action at Full Gear. So I think that being said, it's Sting's night. Simple as that. Does anyone have a counterpoint or anything else to add to this 8-man hodgepodge? Going once, going twice. Yes.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say really quickly, I get that dirty look from my dad's not always on wrestling cohort.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna be the one here to go out on a limb. I'm gonna say Sammy Guevara's return was a swerve. He lured Jericho into a false sense of security, and he's really still part of the Don Callis family. He knew that Jericho would bite that bullet because he had nobody. Omega's laid out with diverticulitis. He knew that Jericho would bite that bait.
That's very bold.
Steen's team will lose, but Steen will not eat the pinfall, still keeping him strong. Still keeping it where we can say Steen has never been pinned or made to submit in AEW. Because we've all predicted that Steen will lose his final match. This is how you begin that downward trend. His team loses, but Steen still comes out of it having never been pinned or made to submit. I'm going with the tag champs and Team Callis to take this one. And Sammy Guevara was a swerve.
Oh
wow!
Yeah, let's get it going, Jeff. I see you up there.
No, you all done it now. I could just see Jeff just thinking politely. Jeff, you may rebuttal.
He's pissed off. He's pissed off because not only did I keep the conversation going, but I made him something to think about.
I don't like that he made me keep thinking. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that because I pointed out in, I forget what chat it was, it may have been yesterday, I don't know. The whole Jericho Guevara crutch is just tiresome. Like, either have them feud and blow it off, or just be done with it, period.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as this swerve, not when they drive, leads to a decent one-on-one, possibly Revolution burn off for this program with the two of them, then fine. If it's just because he's going to go back with the Callis family, I have a problem with that. If it's Sammy being Sammy and, letting his nuts drop on his own, cool. like seriously though, like Sammy has always.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Sammy has always been part of something.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't need Don and his bullshit to make the point with, "Hi, Chris, you with us? Hello, over here. We're over here. Hi." Anyway, he's not paying attention.
He's good.
He's always been part of something.
Right.
I'd rather see Sammy Guevara just be Sammy Guevara and, go against Jericho. I don't think he needs Don. And I think that he'll make that point. Is that, yeah, he may turn and have Jericho eat the pin just to drive the point home. But not necessarily that it was all Don and Sammy together, because the passion that Sammy showed on Wednesday as far as Don having the gall to involve his family in that portrait shit, it felt wonderful. It was wonderful to see. But if it's just going to be another thing where he's back with Don, it's like, I'm not here for it. I will agree with Sammy turning on the team and costing the victory and Jericho eating the fall. But I don't think it means he's going back down to the family necessarily.
That's fair. That's fair. And to Cape Rear's point, I wish I could take full credit for it, but I saw somebody point out in a group that Sammy Guevara turned heel, and then like the week later, he got that concussion.
Yeah,
Yes.
And then
exactly.
he's basically been out of action because of the concussion protocol. And then, of course, Ty Mello giving birth and spending time with his newborn baby.
Congrats.
So he literally was heel for like a week and a half.
Right.
So it's like, when you come back, and especially with the news being out there that he just became a papa, you knew he was going to get that babyface pop. So they played into it. They worked us just so that when we get to that pay-per-view moment, it just hurts so much more when he stabs Jericho again and proves that it was all just a ploy all along.
Yeah, look at this.
And then you've got Sammy versus Darby matches. You've got Sammy versus Jericho matches. You can maybe even throw in a Sammy Sting match just because.
Sammy and Sting.
Maybe that can be the true test. We're all thinking Darby. Maybe it could be Sammy Sting, and you can just kind of have Sammy run through the team to have Sting be the final boss there.
I guess at this point, my only question would be, in Sting's final match, do you have him win over Sammy, or does Sammy get the win against Sting, and does that shoot Sammy up? Because I guess in context, my thing is, does Sammy or Darby make more sense to get that rub against the Icon for the longevity of their career growth in AEW? Because regardless, Sting's final match should push a talent forward. And we've all been on Darby Allin. So now the whole idea of Sammy being put in that spot, you do raise the idea of a normal heel versus face dynamic, but again, will the execution still be as effective?
I think it would, because at the end of the day, Darby has continuously been elevated by being with Sting since his debut.
It's fair.
Sammy to beat the Icon Sting in his final match, that makes Sammy Guevara for the rest of his life. That would be as if Randy Orton had killed the Legend of the Undertaker at WrestleMania 21. Think about that for a second. Randy Orton was in the height of his Legend Killer run. If he had dropped Taker and ended the streak at WrestleMania 21, what would that have done for Randy Orton? It's the same level of icon.
All right. But again,
and
also,
ironically, about the same point in each person's career, Sammy to Orton at the time. Members of stables trying to break out and get their identity identified as a solo star, going toe-to-toe with that icon that defines the company, that defines the sport, period. Think about it.
I'm just going to add this one more caveat before we go into our main event. There's one person that we're not talking about at all here, and he's also associated with Sting. And I think at the end of the day, if he's in the corner, I still don't see Sting sides losing. Ric Flair.
Please, God, don't let Ric Flair into a reign.
I'm just saying, JJ, this is Tony Khan.
Personally, in 2024, I don't want to see any Flair grace a reign, but that's a whole other point.
All right. First off, time out. Let's all be friends here. It's all good. But still, it's a very unique, different take that makes this match feel more important, considering it's literally just thrown together on Wednesday night. Just saying. Because we can't do the AEW Tag Team Championships. At this point, the AEW Tag Team Championships right now and the titles they kind of feel like an afterthought. So I guess regardless, giving Ricky Starks, Big Bill, Hobbs, and Takeshita the win here would definitely help validate them further, I suppose, because they won on pay-per-view. A win's a win at the end of the day. So I kind of get what you're saying. This feels like, to me, again, do you push forward talent or do you give Sting his moment and make the people happy? Or do you make the people go WF? Because at the end of the day, you want the people to be invested. It's not always about giving the people what they want in a positive capacity. Hello, WrestleMania 39. So I can kind of go with that, but I'm still going to go on my laurels here with how close I am in the league and go with Sting and crew. Yes, Jeff Chadwick.
Real quick. I'm going with Team Jericho, but because I can't go with a team where the last name of one of the opponents is Take a Shit. If you rearrange the
God.
Damn.
I can't. That was I love Jeff Meacham. Yeah, okay. Here's something that you probably
Tell
didn't
me he didn't just say that.
think. Okay, Booker.
Freaking did.
Here's something that you didn't think, and I just thought of this too. What if we were talking about who Sting could be taking on? It could be Darby Allin in the last match. It could be, I mentioned Sammy Guevara. What if we are talking Ric Flair is going to be at ringside? What if it's Andrade? Andrade Sting as the final match. Now I see Chris shaking his head, but hear me out. Ric Flair is the common denominator in both, because with the fact that Andrade is with Charlotte and Flair and Sting go way back to 87? Something like that.
87 overall, 88 for the Clash. Yeah.
Yeah. So, they have the history. So you've got Flair in kind of like the medium position between the two. I think personally, Sting Andrade would make one hell of a match. And honestly, as long as it doesn't involve Flair being in the ring, I'm okay with this match. Everyone thinks it's going to be Darby. It could. Darby could turn. That would be a great way to set up the match at Revolution. That could be a great way to do it. But a part of me still wants to see Sting and Darby hold those tag titles just once. Even if it's just for a couple days. Just to see the two of them as tag team champions would be pretty cool, because they've been a team right along. They're undefeated as a team.
True.
I would love to see them get a title shot before Sting's career ends. I really would. So that in that aspect, I can't see it being Darby being the final match. Sammy, I can completely get. You guys made some great points on it, and I think that would be a great match as well. But a big chunk of me think it's going to be Andrade. With Flair as the focal point in that match. I think that that might end up, but that's 3 months down the road. I gotta go with Team Jericho. I don't see Sting losing this one. I agree. I don't think he'll take a loss before Revolution. I really don't. But we'll see. But that's where I'm going to stand on this one.
I think we all know who Sting's last match is going to. Go ahead, Noah. Sorry.
Go ahead. No. I was just saying, I love the fact that we are taking so much more longer storytelling, booking context out of this hodgepodge. And at the end of the day, the focus is still around Sting, but also younger talent. But what's your fuss, JJ?
I was going to say, man, just as a ha-ha to end this one out, we all know who the last match is going to be against. It's going to be Sting versus the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett, with Ric Flair as the referee in a battle of the men who never should have been horsemen.
Accurate. That I'll agree with as far as the match marquee.
Had to get
and
Jeff.
Yes,
oh,
Noah.
Yeah.
And yes, Noah. Timestamp it. You just heard me say the battle of the men who never should have been horsemen, and throw Jeff Jarrett's name in there. You heard that correctly.
But JJ, he still was, by God.
Yeah.
Woo!
Ooh, babe. Well, that will put butts in seats. All right.
Ironic given the anniversary of the day, but anyway.
Yeah, right. I'm just saying, all long-term storytelling, full circle. But now we've reached the potentially inevitable because we had a lot of fun. We have a lot of chat. We had a lot of what is, but time to get down to brass tacks. Justin, you opened this thing, so you better have a strong opening argument. And everyone's going to, of course, get their piece. And chat, this is where you get your voices heard. As it's time to discuss the last match of AEW 2023. And AEW World's End main event, as coming back home to Bizarro World, Long Island, New York. He is our scumbag. He is the devil we know. He is the AEW World Champion, broken, battered, bruised, and tired. Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF, defending the gold against Samoa Joe. And Samoa Joe has apparently had business favors with the devil. We don't know, or so we think. All right, guys, seriously, this has been brewing ever since NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, if we're being perfectly honest. But in short-term storytelling, in AEW storytelling, we saw what happened at Opera Ash Stadium at Grand Slam. It was MJF that overcame Samoa Joe with the assistance of Adam Cole, who got injured. It was Adam Cole who instigated MJF to swallow his own selfish pride, be a fine champion, and accept Samoa Joe's rematch challenge in Chicago, Thanksgiving Eve at Dynamite. And we've seen this outside source, the devil we don't know, prey upon everybody that is within a whisker of MJF, except for apparently Samoa Joe. But clearly, there's a common itinerary here. So the bottom line, Justin, you start off here. Does the world end for MJF as we know it? And is it inevitable that we begin a new one in AEW with Samoa Joe as the AEW World Champion?
So before I give my thoughts, after I just want to let you know that after I do give my thoughts on this, I'm actually gonna hop off here.
That's fine, brother. Appreciate it.
So main event, and you bring up a good point. Adam Cole. He's the one that told MJF to give Samoa Joe a chance at defending those ROH tag team titles. He's the one that told MJF to give Samoa Joe the rematch at World's End. And then all of a sudden this Wednesday we see a message saying, "Pleasure doing business with you," and then Samoa Joe hits MJF in the back with the chair.
I did this to you.
So yeah, exactly. So nobody knows who the devil is. Oh, I do. It's Adam freaking Cole.
Baby.
I could be wrong. And this could be a swerve. But I read those points. Adam Cole told MJF to take Joe up on his offer. Adam Cole told MJF to give Joe a rematch. Samoa Joe hit MJF with the chair. No, it's Adam Cole. And where am I going with this? We're gonna have a new, and I hate to say this because I know it's in his hometown, but we're gonna have a brand new AEW World Heavyweight Champion in Samoa Joe.
Okay. And apparently that, according to Kim, is undisputed. After Vacant won the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. Damn it. But thank you for that,
Greatest
Justin.
champion of all time.
But before everybody gives their opinions, I just want to wish you guys and the rest of anybody that's watching a wonderful Happy New Year, and let's hope that AEW delivers again tomorrow night.
They have to stand and deliver. That's for damn sure if they're going to stand the testament of time, especially with the industry constantly changing in 2024. Appreciate you, Justin. We'll see you again soon. Happy New Year to you. Take care, my friend. Justin, everybody.
Woo.
All right, guys. He set the pace. He set the tone. He went with Samoa Joe. We're going to go around the horn to get everybody's thoughts. Jeff Chadwick, you're next. How do we end the year in AEW concerning the AEW World Championship? MJF, are you a hero or are you a victim? Jeff Chadwick, what's your thoughts?
It's hard to follow someone who takes the points that you want to make. He hit the nail right on the head. I believe, unfortunately, because we'll never stop hearing it from Roderick Strong. Adam, he's the only plausible devil. Adam Cole is the only plausible one out of everything because he set this whole thing up with Joe. Joe ended up turning. MJF is going in with he obviously is not 100%. I don't even think I would classify him as 50%. His arm is screwed up. And that being known favors Joe. Joe is one of those that he does certain submission moves that have to do with the shoulder. He's 290 pounds. That can do a lot of damage. So I think that despite the fact that they are in Long Island, it's not going to be a popular opinion in the crowd, obviously. But I think that this is a well-deserved, and I must say it's about time that Samoa Joe was world champion in AEW. He's been the Ring of Honor TV champion. He held that for how many days?
570 plus.
500? Yeah. So, I mean, and him giving up that title to go for this, I think was the smartest move he could make in the company. He had nothing left to prove with that television title. He beat everybody that was in his path and he demolished them. This is a true test for MJF. Can MJF overcome this injury and come out on top? Or will you see Samoa Joe focus on that injury and leave MJF crippled? Now, mind you, the bidding war of 2024 is right around the corner. MJF losing the title, could that mean he jumps ship? I don't know. Only one way to find out, and that will be with Samoa Joe winning the title tomorrow night.
All right. Well, so far, we have votes for Samoa Joe. Now, I want to change tangents here because I know, again, people are probably he's going to take my thought. Let's go ahead and change some tangents here. Do you guys see a feasible way that MJF still leaves as champion? Or, $50 follow-up, is the devil revealed post-match? Or does he influence the decision during the match? Is it as simple as Adam Cole, his Bushrato? Or could it be an outside force that we never considered? Maybe somebody else with history with Adam Cole, particularly Dynamite Baker. Maybe it could be somebody with history with Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe has his fair share of allies in his career. MJF's got an enemy list as long as a freaking hit list in Hitman. Not him and Adam Page, not Swerve Limited. Just saying. And we've seen the subtle teases in what could be big what ifs to challenge Maxwell Jacob Friedman in long-term storytelling and in context. I see JJ, I see Jeff just sitting back thinking, they're thinking very hard here. Dads always on wrestling. I guarantee you the dads will not have the same thoughts. It's a matter of which dad do you go with first, blue pill, red pill. He's underneath me, so I'm going with him. JJ, you're next. Your subtle thoughts in all of this.
I've discussed this ad nauseum on For the Love of Wrestling.
Yes, you have.
Because it seems like every time I discuss Dynamite, Rampage, or Collision, something always needs to be mentioned regarding the devil and the devil storyline. And, you know, you look at the Magic 8 Ball, and all signs point to Adam Cole, to Jeff Chadwick's point. But if I'm writing television, it's a red herring. And that's the other thing that we've got to keep in mind through all this. Have all signs pointed to Adam Cole just to throw us off?
Throw us off the scent.
You know, this is the problem I have with how long this angle has gone for in AEW television, because Adam Cole, to me, is too obvious. Roderick Strong is too obvious.
Right.
MJF doing it to try to prove that he really is a scumbag and not just everybody's scumbag is too obvious.
Right.
So you've got to dig a little deeper, like Princess Tiana taught us in Princess and the Frog. And like, what else could they pull here? That would, when the big reveal comes, would make you go, oh. Jack Perry's one of those that would go over like a fart in church.
Yeah.
Nobody would give two shits if it was Jack Perry.
Correct. Even though real glass was used against Heyman
I'm
and
just-
Page.
Yeah, I'm just saying it the way it is.
You're not wrong.
Jack Perry turned so many people off with what he did at All In and the repercussions that befell one Phil Brooks as a result of it, that if he ended up being the devil, I bet you numbers would drop to like Rampage Collision level. And I know you don't care about the ratings. I'm just making a point.
I agree. Look, I become smarter to, again, it goes to advertisers, not fans' perspective when it comes to ratings for me. But please continue.
I was touting for a while Dave Finley and some other members of Bullet Club.
Yes.
But LA would have been the place to do that reveal since, to Noah's point, a lot of those members were from the LA dojo. They missed that opportunity at Full Gear. So I'll throw that out the window. I think a huge swerve, no, not that kind of swerve, let's not all get animated, would be the heel turn of Hook, Orange Cassidy, Danhausen, and the Best Friends. Orange Cassidy has been too laid back, too chilled for a minute. Hook needs something to freshen him up. And if he loses the FTW title to Wheeler Yuta, granted, we all picked Hook to retain, but if could be the motivation he needs. Best Friends, what the hell have they done as of late? Seriously, nothing.
Chuck Taylor, by the way, right now is injured.
So that could be some new life to them. And then Emmanuel messages me today. Supporter of the Casa D18 Studios channel, friend of Open Mic Night. And he shows me a t-shirt from WWE Shop. It says, "The Devil You Know." And it's an old Edge t-shirt. What if Adam Copeland is the devil?
Ooh.
And then there's the other one that would be just about as big of a fart in church as Jack Perry. What if the devil is Tony Khan?
Oh, God. I quit.
It's a higher power situation. And the devil's henchmen are Nick and Matt Jackson. Vacant just became the tag champions. And then you've got Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega, and his diverticulitis has been a ploy all along.
Damn.
With all the money that Tony Khan's dad has, you don't think they could get a hospital bed for an hour to set up that picture? Just something to think about. Do I want it to be that? Fuck no.
Okay, as long as
But it's something to think about.
You're making my head hurt.
Because again, I know, but again, Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, and MJF are too easy.
Obvious, right?
So you gotta think a little bit deeper.
You mentioned Best Friends.
I think Jeff is trying to look at whatever Chris is looking at there.
No, I'm thinking if you pick that, you've mentioned Best Friends, Orange Cassidy, and all them. We saw the devil. It was the devil that came out of the car, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which one of those is closer to, like, size wise to the devil? You know how big Orange Cassidy is, how big Chuck Taylor is. Which one would portray the devil?
It's a good question. Or could the devil be one of the WWE castoffs?
Like, say, Dolph.
Or any of the castoffs be that
Yeah.
whole faction.
I go back
That's
to the
true.
baseball bet. I go back to the baseball bet, JJ, and I think it could be Sammy Callahan. He's been MIA since leaving Impact Wrestling.
Oh, that's
And
true.
He loves to hack stuff,
So
and he knows John Moxley.
Mhm.
There's a lot of ways that this proverbial pie can be sliced without it going down the straight and narrow obvious path.
Yeah.
There's also the rumors about MJF, and he's signed a contract extension. I don't buy anything that doesn't have a Impact, soon to be TNA Wrestling letterhead, an All Elite Wrestling letterhead, or a World Wrestling Entertainment letterhead. Because the last time I checked, the books of Alvarez, Sapp, and Meltzer were not in the Bible. They are not gospel.
Correct,
Yep.
correct.
So if Max loses, that adds credence to the fact that he hasn't signed. And even if he has, it still makes people speculate, because why would he lose if he's still signed? You look at our Raw World Heavyweight Champion, and how long has Seth freaking Rollins been performing injured?
Right.
MJF could be doing the same thing. Could go on he could have a whole nother 6-month reign performing injured, just like Seth freaking Rollins does.
Yeah.
So if Max were to end the year at World's End, defeated by the Samoan submission machine Samoa Joe, that's going to make people wonder, could MJF be coming to WWE? Could we be seeing that picture with the Triple H point coming in the not so distant future? Could the buzzer sound in January and MJF come to the ring at the Royal Rumble?
They don't have the 90-day compete clause, do they?
Not if the contract's expired.
That's true.
Yeah. He didn't sign.
Wardlow's too big to be the devil.
Yes. Way too big.
I love our scumbag. I love everything that our scumbag did for the Jeff Meacham Network and the Multiverse of Media. However, walking out of Nassau, your new AEW World Heavyweight Champion will be Samoa Joe.
And there you have it. A lot of interpretations to figure about the devil we don't know, and will he finally show his face?
Mhm.
Chris, I think it's safe to say that we all believe it's going to be Samoa Joe. That is inevitable. Devil or not, MJF definitely, if we're talking about John Moxley's vacation, MJF deserves a little bit of time off, especially that dumb elbow drop to Jay White on a broken table that effed him up worse in the first place, being perfectly honest about this for him. So, Chris, who do you think the devil could be that helped Samoa Joe rise to glory? You don't believe MJF's retaining, do you?
Well, let me give my thoughts, and then after my thoughts, can I do my plug, because I have to get off and get myself ready for SmackDown and
that's fine.
the God and Bulk game tonight. I've been going back and forth this whole entire week. What I saw on the player tribute today and what MJF had to say, that technically sounded like, is he saying goodbye to AEW? And personally, I know this is War's end? Is his title reign going to come to an end? As he's been saying that the bidding war of 2024 is about ready to begin in the next, after tomorrow, it begins in 2 days. January 1st, 2024 is a fresh start for everybody. So after reading that tribute today, he is messed up right now. He is hurt. He's banged up. He's injured. And I'm going to tell you, MJF had an amazing ride as AEW World Champion. He's inspired a lot of superstars. He inspired everybody around the world. I'm going to tell you, I feel he's the most friendliest person you will ever meet. And personally, I haven't met the guy yet. And personally, I wish I will meet MJF. But as far as this match does go, I'm concluding this with this. 2023 is going to be the end of MJF's title reign. This reign is coming to an end tomorrow night. I got Samoa Joe winning, and who I believe is the devil is Adam Cole is definitely the devil, and who is going to be with Adam Cole is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. You got the Kingdom, Matt Taven and Matt Bennett. You got Roderick Strong, and there's one more superstar. I don't think it's Kyle O'Reilly or Bobby Fish. It's going to be Dolph Ziggler that is going to be in this group, because I think Dolph has signed with AEW, and I feel he was there this week, getting things ready when they do reveal him as a member of the Devil storyline. So I'm leaving that with that. I got Samoa Joe winning. Let me say my plugs real quickly. Where everybody could find me at is on my Instagram, CMROTZ_6472. My Snapchat is C_Rot17. My Discord, CRots2423. My Facebook is Christopher Rots. My X account is uppercase C, lowercase ROTZ24. I had an amazing 2023 here. Can't wait to start 2024 with all of you guys for TNA Wrestling Hard to Kill. And then we'll kickstart the road to WrestleMania at the Royal Rumble. We got Wrestle Kingdom. Let's have an amazing 2024. Happy New Year's, everybody. And say yeah to NoDQ.com.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris, and Happy New Year to you, brother. Good luck tomorrow night, and thank you for your take. All right. Well, only seems fair to bring it home with the guy that met our scumbag. Jeff, Meacham, I don't even say anything else. Talk wrestling. Talk All Elite Wrestling's year's end, and how we begin. Close
He
it
was
out.
my scumbag first, still there. No.
Jeff, you still with us? You awake?
Huh?
What?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
There we go.
Huh?
Oh my. We need to make Chris a promo graphic. Jesus. Anyway. Love the kid, but golly. All right. Now.
All the social medias. Anyway, on you.
All the socials, and oh my God, stop talking. Now. I mean, it's the end of the world. I don't give a shit anymore. I really don't. I'm tired. I'm cranky. I'm hungry. I'm borderline hangry. I mean, all the points I was going to make were made, which is why I made sure I went last, because I don't want to, sit there and delay any further. I want to get off the air and do our thing tonight. watch the Ohio State whoop that ass, as Chris said. I do like JJ making me keep thinking about the devil because it's not as obvious as everyone think it is, and I think that's okay. I will say, whoever the devil is immaterial to the match results. As far as on paper, this guy won, this guy lost. Samoa Joe's walking out of Long Island the champion. I don't like it, but I understand the necessity for it. I love Joe. I go way back with Joe, way farther back, and I go with Max, if we're being honest, because Max has only been in the business for a few years. Known Joe for almost 20 now. Actually over 20 now. Take that back.
I don't know if Joe would appreciate you saying that on the air.
I don't care.
He don't give a damn.
Everybody knows when Joe was in UPW because they follow history. We all owe this shit, okay, folks? Just throwing that shit out there now. Just saying.
There you go.
I think Joe leaving with the championship puts all that intrigue out there. Is the bidding war really happening? Who is the devil? Why did this happen? Why has this gone the way it's gone? Why did it not happen for him, Joe, at Arthur Ashe? Why? I think the devil thing all goes back to CM Punk leaving. I really think that's what it comes down to. I think they had a plan A with the devil, and it didn't pan out because of Jungle Dipshit's obnoxiousness backstage. So, for me personally, I don't even care who the devil is at this point. I'm so over it. I don't care. Like, I will react. I'm sure I'll be on with you guys during the commentary for that match. I'll sit here like a quiet little boy and react as my friend gets his ass whooped, no doubt about it. But
Right.
It doesn't matter to me at this point because what matters to me is what happens with Max starting Monday morning. If you read that article in the Players Tribune, which I was going to reference, so Chris did it for me, and that's fine. Max made a lot of very heartfelt, valid points about not just him, but about AEW and the AEW fans. And I encourage everybody to go read it.
Definitely.
So good.
I did.
So people don't understand how difficult it is to remain in that kind of character. And here's the thing. He's not being a character. Max really is an asshole. He really is. It's just, he embellishes the shit out of it for television and purposes because it's what you do when you're in the wrestling industry. But I love the article, and I want one of the points he made in the post was he doesn't want his run to be looked at as boring. And it's like, that's not his fault.
No.
At the end of the day, he's been booked into bloody oblivion the second half of this year, up until right here at the end. And again, a lot of that, 99% of that's out of his control.
Right.
And shit went down behind the scenes that we are all way too privy to, for my money.
And
But
to a certain extent, not privy enough to, because we still don't know the extent of what happened behind those doors at Brawl Out.
No.
Exactly, because we don't work for the company.
And if I'm being real, I don't think we ever should have known anything about it in the first place. It should
Completely
not have
agree.
been out there.
No.
So,
Yep.
but that's a whole other discussion for a whole other show, folks. We're making predictions here, and I predict that Samoa Joe will leave Long Island as the AEW World Champion. That's just the. And as far if we're going for bonus points for the devil prediction, I'm going to go with easy money and say it's Adam Cole. I don't like it. I don't believe it's actually going to be a thing. But on the booking sheet, if you will, Noah, Adam Cole is the devil.
Don't give Aaron Riff ideas, and as I'm sure he's trying right now his best to make this.
I'm going to say they're on the air now, so we'll see what they say when they're all done. So
plug the Jeff Meacham Network over and over again, Aaron. Appreciate you.
Hey, you know what though? I hope everybody does show up Sunday night for our big news day, but we'll get to that momentarily. Yeah, I am happy that we seem to have a full card here. We've got whatever it is,
11 matches.
11 matches.
11 matches, 2 in the 0 hour. So we've got a 9-match, 3-hour show. I'm okay with that. I really am.
Yes, it seems as of lately they're finally booking a more balanced quantity and quality
Yeah.
show still within their 3-hour, 58-minute, 30-second overall window, but it's not cluster effy. All the matches have merit and have potential further storytelling after effect, and that's what you want out of a pro wrestling product. Even if it's not declared sports entertainment, there's issues of that in there, but it's not over bloatified to the point that, oh, I'm just channel surfing through this. And I'm kind of glad to see that. It doesn't feel like a grind. It feels like a journey I'm ready to go on, and it doesn't feel like I'm going to be stuck in traffic. And I'm very curious to see what's at the end destination. Final destination, being perfectly honest, for All Elite Wrestling 2023. Again, bottom line tomorrow, they got to make something happen if they're going to break strong into 2024. That's AEW's world end objective at the end of the day. And I can't wait to see how it begins and how it concludes.
They have the reputation of always delivering when pay-per-views are presented.
Yep.
This has to be the biggest one that ever delivers. It has to be. We talked about Full Gear being make or break. We definitely talked about All In being make or break this year for them. This last show of this year has to be the one that we won't be able to focus on open mic night Sunday. That's how big this show needs to be for this company tomorrow night. Right.
Simple as that. Flat out simple as that. Final statement. AEW, don't fuck this up.
Right.
Period.
Be like a Mick Foley prayer. Just don't let us suck out there today. That's really what it comes down to. They cannot suck tomorrow.
They can't. They can't. That's undisputed. Well, I think that's it. I think that concludes our discussion, our predictions, and our overall analysis of what we think is going to unfold at AEW World's End 2. So thank everybody for tuning in. If you are still in YouTube verse, not looking at Best of our Sports, I please encourage you to say to No DQ and go check out Aaron Riff and his predictions panel for AEW World's End. Gentlemen, been an absolute pleasure. I'll make the form official after No DQ goes off the air because I'm sure Sheriff Rip will have a lot of fun live freaking bonus points to add to the
Marshall, thank you.
And appreciate you, Marshall. Appreciate everybody out there in the chat. Again, please like, comment, tell a friend, and support my friend down there. Give him a super sticker. Appreciate all of you, and we'll see you very shortly here across Jimmy Dart Multiverse Media too. Before we conclude, Jeff, always a pleasure. I hope this raised your spirits. Hope you got a brighter year ahead for you too. Anything you want to plug them up, where can people find you?
Thank you very much for having me on. It's been a pleasure. Last prediction of the year. I wouldn't have missed this for the world. And this definitely has brightened up my spirits. Everybody can find me over on Meltdown on the old Facebook there, and MWL, our prediction league. We are approaching 3/4 of the way through the season now, and we're just getting some really good stuff going. And if you want to join, it's no different than this one, a prediction league. You just get to go as yourself, create your character, play as your character, cut promos, the whole 9 yards. You're the wrestler. Whatever you do, it's in your hands. So we're looking forward to WrestleMania. This is going to be one hell of an ending for the season. And season 6, we've already got things rolling. So if you are interested, hit me up on Facebook, Jeff Chadwick. You're more than welcome to do that. Also, I have given up on the website. Just so much going on that I can't, I've had to have Justin and Sean, who are the GMs of the shows, basically take over a lot of the stuff for me with getting ready for a move in April. It's just been a lot on my plate. So I apologize for the website, but if you're still interested, definitely come hit us up on MWL, even if you just want to be a fan at this point. Feel free to hit me up and we'll get you in there so that way you can see what's going on.
Appreciate you, Jeff. Always a pleasure. Happy New Year to you in advance, and good luck tomorrow night. And I'll definitely see you again soon on Super Predicting too. As of course, everything will reset come the new year. Jeff, JJ, we always work in collaboration. We always do our own fun little shows, our own shenanigans, our own outro too. So let's go ahead and hype the people up for what we got ahead coming out of 2023 after the watch log. And again, folks, you want to be part of the further fun and conversation. You know what we're going to do tomorrow night here at the Jimmy Dart Multiverse Media. We will be live 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. Tomorrow night, Saturday, December 30th, as we cover AEW World's End in its entirety, have our own little pre-show hype within there too for a discussion. If any further updates develop beyond right now and Rampage, we'll be sure to disclose them too. So Please stay tuned again. Jimmy Dirt Bonus Media, AEW World's End, live watch the event. It'll be called by me and the returning, he's different, James Ebert. So stay tuned for more on that. But that being said, JJ, Jeff, I'll let you all negotiate who talks first. Plug and promote stuff, and then let's go ahead and bid everybody a fine idea. Looks like JJ, you've been given the mic first. So JJ, love you, brother. Always a pleasure. I know we got work in about 45 minutes or so too.
Yes.
But that being said, anything you want to plug, promote, and where can people find you, and any last thoughts? Besides
Well,
here.
of course, you can find me on socials, the Renegade JJ Williams on Insta, ROWJJ Williams on the Twix, Casa D18 Studios on YouTube. Thank you to all those who are viewing this on my channel as we speak. Make sure you sign up for the members only section of the Casa D18 Studios channel. Only $5 a month. This year is a special Christmas present. Noah and I bestowed upon my members only section the trilogy of trilogies. No, we're not talking about Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. We're not talking about Back to the Future, Back to the Future 2, Back to the Future 3.
No.
We're talking about Chi-Town Rumble, Clash of the Champions, Wrestle War 89, Steamboat Flair. All three matches called by Noah and I. So if classic pure wrestling is your thing,
Damn it.
sign up for the members only section. It's only $5 a month. Don't be a sucker and wait for Emmanuel to gift memberships in the open mic night chat like he did during the eve of Christmas Eve karaoke spectacular.
Shit.
It's $5. And if for no other reason, sign up to watch that video just because Noah had never seen those three matches until we sat down to watch them to call them. So every reaction he gives in the almost 3-hour video presentation is completely natural. And Chadwick up here seems shocked that you had never seen that excellence, Noah.
I am very shocked.
I was born in 1992. I didn't know none of that. I didn't have the network first right then. Respect from me.
That surprises me.
And then, of course, be on the lookout come next year, as Noah alluded to. As soon as we get off the air here, we are going to reconvene at the top of the hour to call the action of WrestleMania 12 as we are continuing our journey to WrestleMania 40 every day across the multiverse of media. You will get a call from Noah and I from WrestleMania 1 all the way up through 39, going into WrestleMania 40 weekend, with Saturday being 40, Sunday being night 2, 39 night 2 being the Friday of the Hall of Fame leading right into it. Everything is being perfectly timed.
Yeah, no, we gonna die before the we gonna die agenda officially starts, JJ. I just want you to know that. And yes, folks.
Speaking of the We Still Gonna Die agenda, Jeff, why don't you tell the public watching about the We Still Gonna Die tour?
Well, I tell you what, We Still Gonna Die has been kind of hot about, but next week, do that one first, Noah. Next week, we're not only We Still Gonna Die, we're gonna lapse into a coma after the first day.
Someone resuscitate me. How about defibrillator?
That's right. Clear.
Clear.
There you go. Because just on Monday alone, Talk Wrestling, the very first stream of the year for the Multiverse of Media and for No DQ, will be visually talking about the NoDQ.com 2023 Awards. Aaron said he might show up for that too. So there's that. Immediately after we're done with that, we go right into the gentleman on the left side when we're back on screen. There they are. Noah and JJ calling Day One Raw live on USA Network and on TSN if you're in Canada, because we love you Canadian folks too, you crazy Canucks.
Right?
But then, yeah, For the Love of Wrestling returns on Tuesday again, because Monday, JJ's taking a well-deserved New Year's Day off, at least until 5 o'clock. Snap Boys Sports Bar, NXT New Year's Evil, The Greg Cherry Show, live, and let me reiterate that again, live coverage of Wrestle Kingdom starting at way too damn late on a Wednesday night / Thursday morning with this yahoo up in the upper left calling the action.
Hello.
I don't even know who's going to do the color commentary, if we're just going to...
Joey Styles in it, as far as I know.
Is he Joey? Oh, there you go. He's Joey Styles in it, so there you go. All of that stuff coming up, and then, my goodness, Meech's Musings back on Thursdays now. We're covering SmackDown. We're covering Open Mic Night again, back in its regular time slot. And the reason it's back in its time slot next Saturday is because tomorrow, of course, is World's End, which means Sunday, episode 100. I can't believe it's a thing. Open Mic Night, the end of the 4th year of my own network, the channel, Jeff Meacham Network, going into year 5. Our 2023 highlight reel being jointly put together by both JJ and James. God help us all there. Coast to coast countdown to 2024 across all 4 of the lower 48 time zones in the United States. And we do have some special guests lined up. As a matter of fact, I was going to wait until tomorrow to promote the last guest that I have lined up. You know what? What the hell? Let's do it now.
Ooh, an exclusive here.
Exclusive.
On the Simple Man's brand and the Casa channel.
So already I have revealed that the first guest I have lined up is a former world champion and a multiple-time award winner for the venerated Wrestling Observer newsletter during their 22 years in the industry. The second person I clued up had 10 years with 5 different sports franchises, professional sports franchises on their resume, and they self-described, we'll call them a foodie, a connoisseur of food. That's how they describe themselves. Yesterday, Meech's Musings, I revealed that we will have a 10-year veteran of the business, 20 championship reigns under their belt, and a highlight bout of their career being against a multi-company former world champion. Today's clue, very simple. Award-winning artist across multiple genres in their almost 5 decades in the public eye. And I will say, this time of year is another slight clue to that person, and we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
So that's the 4 that I have lined up. I know there's more than 4 silhouettes there, but that's just because we were hoping for more people. But by God,
Yeah.
I
have lined up,
I did reach out to one,
yes,
and was denied access.
Yes, as was I.
I also did reach out to another one last night.
Ooh.
I'm waiting to see what happens for that one. I'm not going to give a clue out until I get confirmation.
Yes. I have also been nudged in the direction of, everybody calls me the boss man, and it's my network, so I'm the boss man. But I've been told that the boss man may show up as well on Sunday night during the first hour. So,
Oh, nice.
which what I have planned for the guests during the first hour, everybody needs to be there for that first hour. Needs to be a thing. Trust me.
I trust you, and you know me, being the regular, I'm always going to be there for the entire shebang unless help says otherwise. So, whew.
I can promise I won't get completely fall down drunk during the first hour.
That'll be me.
Chadwick.
You're already going in drunk. You're already pre-drunk up there, Kevin. What are you talking about? You'll be drinking from now till Sunday.
Don't give him ideas. All right. Well,
He gets ideas.
I'm just looking forward to everything as always. All the wrestling, all the promotion, all the shenanigans, all the hype, all the events, all the craziness, all the madness, everything in and out of this industry, even under the name Sports Entertainment. I absolutely love it.
As well as the acknowledgement of Jeff Jarrett having the greatest match on a WrestleMania card.
Oh, good Lord.
I need a lobotomy. Does someone know how to do a lobotomy, please? Thank you. Can we get somebody with a lobotomy on standby? I'm just saying.
You know what, Jay? He no, I talked about this yesterday, this morning, or whatever it was. You guys watched WrestleMania 10, did that call recently.
Yes.
Muckerfuth and PCO was on that card.
We discussed it.
What the shit?
Managed by Raven.
Right? When Jacques Rougeau is the most normal of a threesome, we got some shit to talk about. I'm just throwing that out there.
Oh, my gosh.
Good grief.
The Mountie.
The freaking Mountie is the most normal of a 3-man team. Oh boy.
Normal, if normal in context doesn't make sense in definition, let alone on print. But hey, you want to get something to talk about, as you alluded to. Again, talking about TNA, talking about PCO. Of course, we'll be covering TNA next year as it is back, bitches. And of course, it's also back on City Predicting, as that was the last City Predicting of the year. Yep, I'm already looking ahead, Jeff. The ones that start, times need to change. But as you alluded to, the next City Predicting will be with a special cast of my friends across the pond and in and out of, the internet, as we will preview, predict Wrestle Kingdom 18 in Tokyo Dome. I cannot fucking wait for this show. And it starts, by the way, folks, if you want to be a part of the live watch event, 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's not the main event, but that might as well be your main event. Sorry, not sorry.
11:30 p.m. Pacific start time. I usually go to bed at 11:30 p.m.
Damn it.
What is sleep?
Did we
But
set up to go? No, are we gonna? Is 11:30 the kickoff of the broadcast, or just the pre-show, or what's the deal on New Japan World?
I think it's gonna be one of those things like before they're gonna have the pre-show with the New Japan Ramble, and then they're gonna get like a little bit of the intermission, and then they go right into the show again. So I think it just works the same way as last year. I don't recall whether or not this is the actual like main bell time or the pre-show. We'll have to play that by ear. Either way, I am going to bed that night.
All right. I had the stream set up, I think, for 11 either way. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. We'll definitely preview and hype, especially this match. Can
God, yes.
Get an arm for an arm. Will Bryan Danielson prevent Okada from ever using the Rainmaker again? Will Bryan Danielson break Okada's arm? That is his mission objective. Put that in perspective.
There you go.
And then, of course, following some of these events, we'll, of course, have a simple take, whether it's me and JJ, or me and some other crew. Stay tuned for more simple takes here in conjunction with My Simple Brand and Castlini Studios. And again, thank everybody for an incredible year of CBD 2023. We kick things off in 2024 with the following agenda. I always do Wrestle Kingdom as the initial exhibition. Then TNA returns. We'll have Hard to Kill. WWE League starts with Royal Rumble. NXT. Yep, I'm going to keep NXT a separate league like I did this year. And it's an NXT that's far better than what it used to be, but I digress. There you go, JJ, once again. We'll start that off with Vengeance Day. Yes, you're welcome. And, of course, AEW, so far, Tony Khan, you're fucking madman. Don't you dare do something before March.
Right.
Starts off with AEW Revolution, and we will go from there, too. And that's just, again, some of the hype coming up with all things in now professional wrestling, damn it, and sports entertainment, too. But as always, like to conclude, they're only winners. Just fans with opinions for this passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too. Treasure your families, especially on the brink of a new year. And just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling. It's truly as simple as that. But with that being said, again, guys, thank you again for another phenomenal year of analyzing, predictions, engagement, conversation, fun, friendly, pure competition too. I can't thank you all enough for this incredible professional wrestling year. And again, as a fan of Japan Pro Wrestling, I had to put in Japanese. Arigato. That being said, thank you again, folks, for tuning in. Please subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Hit the bell. This video goes live on demand on either of these channels or any channels here in the multiverse of media, the Jeff Meacham Network multiverse of media. Go follow our newest affiliate, by the way, like I said earlier, Attila, and check her out at Radius of Wrestling. And until next time, JJ, you and I got some work to do as the journey continues. Jeff, we got a hell of a weekend. Jeff, don't get drunk, and good luck, my fellow horseman prediction, by the way, too. And I'll send the form in our chat. And until everybody out there in the internet, too, make a positive impact in life. Give yourself a brighter outlook towards the new year. And until next time, have a good night. This has been City Predicting AEW World's End, as the year of predictions has officially come to an end. Have a good night, my friends.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
And on copyright.
Yes, it's the end. Okay, fine, I'll stop.
I feel fine.
I know I feel fine already. Have a good night, folks. Thank you again. Happy New Year in advance. We'll see you for Open Mic Night New Year's Countdown.
Diddly.